I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is right, just representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, they'll come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
All right. Good evening, people. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. This is your host, my name is Man. It is the Schoolboy Football Show. And I hope you're excited and ready for this one as we look at the semifinals of the Manning Cup. Yes, they get going tomorrow. Two mouth-watering clashes will be up and going tomorrow over there in Kingston. Looking forward to those games. I hope you are as excited as I am about these games. As you would have known, two of the teams getting into these two games, they lost games on Saturday in the flow in the Champions Cup. And so they have a very short turnaround time to play against the well-rested St. Andrew Technical High School. Yes, St. Andrew Technical High School will be going up against early favorite for the Manning Cup, Kingston College. And then here is what? You have Charlie Smith High School. They will be going up against Jamaica College. Two very interesting and exciting games are ahead of us. All right, so we're going to talk about that. We have a panelist who will be joining us this evening to discuss these games. What are your picks for these semifinalists? Welcome to the show. If this is your first time, we are absolutely excited to have you. I want to shout out one of our subscribers. Yes, he listens, especially the NFL show. And he's 80 years old today. Yeah, whoa, can you imagine? Our reach is that far. So we have a subscriber who is 80 years old today. He celebrates his birthday. His name is Mr. Lammy. So happy birthday Yes, to Mr. Lamy, who celebrates his 80th birthday today. Such a joy to have person in that age group watching the channel and supporting the work. Again, thanks to all our subscribers. We continue to grow. I would say rapidly. I mean, I never anticipated this, and we continue to put in the work. Just want you to know that tomorrow we will be having on Elder Map, right? That is, some of you know him as Fedamap. That is Andrew Elder Map. He's an elder now, but in his school days they call him Fedamap. Andrew Fedamap Bailey. He'll be on with us at 12 tomorrow, right? So please, you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss that interview. It's going to be a special one. He's a Volvo legend. Many, many years he played at Volvo. Volvo is out of St. Anne. And so Shelley, that was known as Juggy Zoo, really took on that program here, and it just blew up, and they were constant contender in the local Premier League. And Eldamap was very instrumental in all of that. So he will be on tomorrow to share his story. And if you didn't have an opportunity to today, we interviewed Ted Roy Jones. We were having some difficulties, so we did it in two parts, but it is absolutely, absolutely awesome. I mean, we had some break in transmission, but you should be able to capture the essence of that interview. All right. Say a big thank you also to our sponsors, Trick Nick. Trick Nick is a Jamaican owned and operated company in Canada, and they use authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products. They are offering 25% discount on all their products. All you have to do is shop at www.tricknick.ca and use the code I am sure sports 001. One word and you'll get the discount. And they're also offering a free recipe book. Now, we have 2 subscribers who won, and those packages ought to be delivered in Jamaica. We have them, but I just need you to reach out to me if you're watching, if you're listening, so that I can reconfirm the address and the names so we can pass those on to the winners in the month of December. I want to big up Gunner's boss with the comment up to the time, not up to the crime, for there is no crime on I Am Sure Sports. I hope you're on here to shout out your Charlie Smith team. Yeah, man, big up Patrick Reed, always on. And people, we want you to know that we are putting in place a Zoom platform meeting. Remember when Patrick Reed was on and he spoke about, just financial advice for persons in sport. No, we have done that, and we have reached out to a company in Jamaica, 2 companies who will be joining Patrick, and Patrick will be sharing, giving financial advice as to the different products out there in North America to help footballers and person involved in sport as to how to access some of those, so that after football you have a good, balanced, and stable financial life. And we have found some persons in Jamaica who are going to come on. Now, we will not be able to facilitate, you know what, we could do it on this platform, or we could do it in a Zoom forum, because many of you will have questions. So maybe we will do it on this same platform, because we can facilitate up to 8 persons, so we can touch as many people as possible. And so what that will afford you to do is to get some good financial advice, know of products that you can get access to in terms of making plans for your future. So we are going to do that the last Thursday in this month, and that program is going to start at 6:30 in the evening, right? So you need to keep that on your calendar. We're going to call it I Am Sure. All right, well, you know what? We're changing up things, right? So I Am Sure is just one of the channels in the Manning's Man Media. MMM. Manning's Man Media. That's the name. And so under that, we're going to provide you with some financial advice. So big up Patrick Reed for that partnership right there. We also have Javan Parchment. Javan Parchment runs a channel called Unseen Sports TV. And he's going to be a part of our discussion. We do a lot of work together. We do a lot in terms of partnership as we discuss the games tomorrow. We're looking at 2 fixtures, so let's bring him on. Mr. Parchment, how are you doing this evening?
Okay, Manny's man. Big up to the persons who in the comment section. Yeah, very a lot of big games tomorrow in the semi-final. Mouth watering. We're just wondering if there is going to be any upset in the semi-final. Wonder if Stats can beat the Purples and Charlie Smith can beat the Blues from Hope Road. Let
Yeah.
us see.
Let us see. Gunners boss, what do you think? Do you think Charlie Smith can pull off the victory tomorrow against Jamaica College, coming off a tough defeat in the Champions Cup? That is Jamaica College. What say you, Gunners boss? Because I know you're a Charlie Smith fan. Yeah. But go ahead. So let's talk about that first game. Jamaica College versus Charlie Smith High School. What are your thoughts, having seen both teams?
I think the the JC team, they are a bit they are hungry for this game. They lost to Dintil Technical. I think they had a better game. They played better than Dintil, but didn't score. So I think they're going to come out guns out for this semi-final. They're not going to let anything at chance. Duncan McKenzie, most of their top players are going to come out, ready to put this game behind them and reach the finals. And yeah, that's how I think the game will go. I think JC will beat this Charlie Smith team. I don't think Charlie Smith have any answer to the quality that JC has.
Okay, well, having watched the Charlie Smith team, every time they come up against big teams, we basically write them off. They weren't even predicted to come out of the zone, out of their preliminary zone. They weren't even predicted to come out of their semifinal zone. They were also predicted to be thoroughly beaten in the Champions Cup, but they keep performing above expectations.
True.
They may not be very skilled, and you can't say that they're playing this way or that way. But here's the thing: they have a defensive solidity, and they seem to know what they want to do, and they get it done, which is to prevent teams from scoring. So with that being said, I having watched JC losing a game with the short time, I don't think this is going to be an easy fixture for them, because this Charlie Smith team, like I said, would have gotten some rest, right? And they also played in the preliminary stages, because they came out of the same zone. And I think
Yes,
JC won that game
yeah, JC beat them.
2-1. That was a 2-1. Was it 2-1?
2-love.
2-love. And so I think I wouldn't be surprised if JC win, but I'm not writing off this Charlie Smith team. I think I could see this going to. They have a very good custodian. They as a goalkeeper, very good
Very good
goalkeeper.
goalkeeper.
They have a number 3 who is very skillful. Seem to be a very young player. He wins a lot of free kick. And they defend well enough. So I am going to. I think JC man to man has the better players, but I could see this game going to penalty again, because I don't see JC as one of the. I think they're a very well coached team, but they don't seem to be clinical in terms of how they score goals. They don't seem to be a very prolific goal scoring team unseen. And so based on that, I'm going to predict that this game goes into penalties, and so and when it gets there, you just don't know what is going to happen.
Honestly, I don't decide to pick someone different from you, don't it?
No, that's really my assessment. I just feel like Charlie Smith finds a way to stay in games. You may not think they're a good team, but they just find a way of staying in games. And listen, over the years, when teams like Charlie Smith get to this stage, they perform above expectation. That's all I'm saying. So I see Gunners boss saying I am a hardcore supporter and booster who want to see great things for the Junglist team, but I don't know much about the team. So I am saying go win one for the gaffer. Charlie Smith, I suspect what he's saying. Yeah. Thank you, Cashew Red. And Gunners boss again says Uptown is my home. So if I should lose to anyone without any grudges, it would be JC. All right, boss. And then JC not losing two straight games. All right, Chris Wayne, I know that. And that's a very good point, Chris Wayne. I think that's a very valid point. I mean, JC has not lost two straight games in a very, 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 very long time. So it's going to be a very hard task for Charlie Smith. But I don't. All right, Michael is saying that Charlie not good at all. Trust me. All right, here's what I'm saying. Sometimes teams that are not good still have heart. You understand me? Heart and that sometimes can keep you in games.
Man.
Yeah, go ahead.
You ever look at this set, you notice that from 2019 in the semifinals of the competitions, the Champions Cup, the Manning Cup, JC goes to penalty.
In the right, in 2019, that's right.
The
In
final.
the 2019 semifinals and finals, it go to penalty.
Penalty.
All right, let me tell you something I noticed about Coach Ferguson. He's a very safe coach.
Right.
Like when it gets to these, I don't know, this is my, and maybe the JC persons can help me. I find it that with a Miguel Coley, the JC team was a very offensive, free-flowing, goal-scoring team. This present JC coach, I think he's more conservative. You understand me? So I think it's easier to see them go to penalties and win than to try to win the game in. That's what I see. I could be wrong. So you know, I stand corrected. So let's hear from the JC men. But I mean, I need to also hear from the Charlie Smith fan base. You know, do they believe that they have what it takes to pull a surprise on Jamaica College?
I personally think if this game go to penalty, I think Charles Smith will win. They have a better keeper.
Really, than Denzel Smith?
Yeah, man.
No, man. Denzel Smith is a very good keeper.
Yeah, but not better than the Charlie Smith keeper. I don't see Denzel Smith better than the Charlie Smith keeper.
Well, I'm not saying that he may not have had to do a lot because JC has a very good defense.
Right, and that keeper from Charlie Smith saved them a lot.
Yeah, but watch this. If your keeper have to be saving you, it means probably that your defense is not good. I'm saying that the fact that the JC keeper did not face a lot of shots does not mean he's a poor goalkeeper. It could mean that the defense in front of him is a solid defense. So teams don't create a lot against them. That's just the next way of looking at it.
I am not saying a poor goalkeeper, but I'm saying the Charlie Smith keeper is better than him.
Yeah. Gunners boss, you have to put this in a super chat. I don't know what this means. Or somebody what is Gipper?
I don't know.
Gunners boss, I don't know what that is. I thought you're me. Somebody can tell me, like, educate me on these football jargons, because I don't know what it means. So somebody can educate me as to what yeah. So any player from Charlie Smith you think could cause some problems?
I don't remember there is a skill one name, you know, money.
I think he wears number 3. That's the one. I think he is either number 3 or 13. There's a little very small dark player, very good. Mr. Byron Earl or Eugene Williams, any of you listening, I know you probably are, just type in the name for me, you know, that number 3 that always winning. I think he wears number 3, always winning a lot of free kicks for the Charlie Smith team. For the first time in their season on Saturday, Dintil was outplayed by a team, JC. Were they outplayed?
No, they weren't outplayed. But JC just got the chances, better chances than them, but weren't
Yeah.
outplayed.
Yeah, Chris Wayne is telling us his name is Damar Brown. Yeah. That's the
Come
name,
on,
Chris. Yeah, man. Good player. Good
man, is
player.
man. Yeah, somebody asked where is Butler in all this.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to Lee Young. Where is Real Moon and Butler in all of this? Oh, they have Olivia Shield. When is Olivia Shield on when?
Which
Wednesday?
Olivia Shield, not
Not
Olivia
Olivia
Shield,
Shield.
Walker Cup.
And Walker Cup.
Semis.
They have Walker Cup on Wednesday. Or is it
Thir-
tomorrow? Or Thursday?
Thursday, I think.
Yeah,
Thursday.
they have Walker Cup on Thursday, Lee Young. But Mr. Butler said that, well, if all the players that could have played did play, Mona would have won. But some were not able to play because of registration issues. So look out for them next season. He says that next
Yeah.
season they are going to win it. All right, Lee. So we will
One day
see.
you can win the Walker Cup though.
Yeah, maybe. Who are the tough teams in the Walker Cup?
Well, I think Excelsior is there. I think KT is there.
Yeah,
KT Mona Excelsior. Who else again? And St. Catherine.
St. Catherine. Yeah. Michael Stewart, the JC man said, blood in our eyes tomorrow. JC is on the rise. All right, like I say, I would not be surprised, but don't underestimate. I know some people feel like Charlie Smith is not a good team. They may not play the kind of ball that we like, but they find a way.
Win one for the Gipper. Tribute to Kunet.
Yeah, you understand me? Michael Smart says, look at this one.
6 low. It's possible. It's possible.
All right,
But
Gunners
knowing-
boss. That message too long to fit up on the thing. You're going to take over the whole screen. But we get it. All right, now I understand. All right. Respect. And all the best in your debate tomorrow. Tomorrow or Wednesday. All the best in your debate on Wednesday, man.
There's a
man.
debate on Kelly Sports.
Yeah, that's what he says about Tom Brady and to negotiate a big contract with the Buccaneers. And things, so yeah. Yeah, so JC, I see all the predictions. Chris Wayne believe JC is going to win. Michael believe that JC is going to win. Paul believes that JC is going to win. Top 10, big up. Top 10 believe that JC is going to win. Crazy RTV believe JC is going to win. Unseen Sport believe that JC is going to win. Yeah. Management believe it's going to go into penalties, and therefore I'm not going to pick a winner. Yeah. So there you go. All right. One of the things I keep wondering is why Mitu seem to like they even substituted him. I thought he was holding up the play for them very well in that game. Don't seem like the coach rates him highly. Just had a poor season, having been such a dominant player in the Costa Cup, and he comes into this team. I don't think he has 5 goals for the season.
No. No.
Yeah, man. All right, Gunners boss. So we're gonna hire you. What can I afford to pay you? You need to put in some super chat so I can use the super chat to pay you to be the producer. That's what you need to do. What about the second game? Kingston College versus Stats.
Man, before we go there, so I want to touch on the Me Too thing that we talked about a while ago. I think, Me Too at Froome, he was the main man there. And I think that really helped him to go there and really, push towards performing every match, to do his best. And he scored 15 goals when he was at Froome. He's at
As a 16-year-old.
Right. Now he's at JC. you have a lot of different quality players there playing forward, lot of competition, and maybe he's this type of player where competition and where competition is there a lot, and he can't really flourish there. I don't. That's my thought. You understand me? A lot of competition, and when he doesn't have a good game, he knows that he's going to come off the field. So you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Gunners boss saying Butler did good with Mona for a first year coach. Put some respect on his name. All right,
that's
all
true.
right.
They reached the semifinal, so that's true.
Yeah. I said the same thing. Mito and Webster are similar. Dominant in D Cup and lost in Manning Cup. But you know what is funny though? You know that Webster had a brilliant season for Cavaliers in the Premier League. You understand
Right.
me? Last season. You know,
The difference is coaching.
huh?
Difference is coaching.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that's I'm saying that how JC plays, they are very conservative, you know. JC, this JC team from 2019 under Davian Ferguson hasn't been like one of the offensive juggernaut that the former teams have been. They have been very conservative, and I think that has affected because it's almost like they play with Mitu as the lone forward most times until Pennycook comes on. You have never seen the number 10, forgot his name, and Pennycook and Mitu playing to like as a front three. I don't think they play that way enough. Where I think he would have flourished. I think he
Put it
played.
this
Eh?
put it this way, man. When you watch Froome 2019, right? The free kick, me too score. Penalty, me too score. Right? Corners, me too scoring. You understand me? In the JC team, he's not gonna get those dead ball to kick.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, this is a player that played under 15 for Jamaica and was excellent. Played every year a Dacosta Cup, was excellent. Look good in the Premier League and can't even score a goal except for penalty in a JC team. It has to be more than just the player. It's probably how the court, the system
Is right.
plays.
Right. Because normally when he's at Froome, he gets free kick. Remember that free kick that he scored on KC?
That's what I'm
At
telling
catching
you.
at catching all?
That's what I'm telling you. So he
He's not
doesn't
gonna
get
get
in.
that he's
Huh?
not gonna get a free kick in the JC team. You have Duncan McKenzie and Zivenis to kick it. He's not gonna get it to kick.
Listen to this one. Listen to this one. What you think? Mr. Butler, I need to send you this video, make you watch it, you know. The people saying that you'd be a good listen, people, man, you get me in problem, my boy. I'm not going to say this one in the next thing, man. I say me, but I don't know. I don't know if JC would hire Craig
Craig
Butler.
Butler. No, they're not like Craig Butler.
Or because you know the thing with Craig Butler is you're not getting Craig Butler, you're getting the Phoenix program. And JC seemed to be a school that has a
Their
football
program.
program. So when a coach comes in, they fit into that program.
Right.
I'm not sure they would make a change like that because it would mean a complete overhaul of their entire football program from probably under 14 all the way up. Because that's what and the Phoenix model is not just a team, it's an entire program that it changes everything. It's like a
Right.
complete takeover. And I don't know if like I said, the JC system would allow that.
But the
That's my
JC
thought. I could be wrong.
but JC has Phoenix players there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if some of these players are going to move to Mona.
One of the players that missed the penalty against the Intel, Graham,
Yes.
he's a Phoenix
Yeah,
player.
he's a Phoenix player, yeah. Yeah, man. And
Dylan John.
Dylan John is also a Phoenix player.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I can never tell now that Mr. Campbell has missed it. Michael Graham has missed the penalty. You don't know, maybe,
Transfer over the ball.
Maybe the pressure is going to be on him too.
The JC was sending back a Butler now.
I don't know. I'm just saying, you never know in these systems, I mean, the value of a missed penalty. I'm telling
JC,
you.
you're not sure.
I am sure sports is unsure.
Not sure.
Come on, people, please make sure that you hit the like button. It's very important that you do that to support the channel and also to subscribe to the platform. That's how you support it. We also have Super Chat on the platform for these shows, so you can go ahead and just shoot a couple of those in if you like the content. All right. So let's jump over to the second game. as we wait on a few other panelists to come on and join us. The second game, we will see uh, St. Andrew Technical High School going up against a wounded Kingston College. That based on what the coach is saying, what I heard, and this is not the first time. I think that I don't remember. I think when they lost in 2019, the sentiments that were echoed after the interview after their loss is the same sentiment, which is there seem to be internal factors that affect Casey when they get to this point. It almost sounds like there's a chopping and changing, and the coach is not happy with something. So it sounds like there's an internal administrative situation or team management situation that is affecting team selection. That is a sentiment.
So basically, it's like a Jamaica national team thing.
I don't know. You just hear the sentiment like, boy, things are happening. You kind of, what? You lost a game and you side from the Mannings game because, like I said to people, if you watch the Mannings and the KC game, they just never look themselves. And it continued into the other game against Clarendon. So I'm figuring if there are other internal factors that is affecting that team and they have underachieved, and maybe some of the players, they don't think some of the players are as good as they are and they want to change some of them. I don't know, but something seemed to be wrong in the KC camp, and this could be the opportunity for Stats to pounce on them. Big up J. Ross. Bigging up Management and Unseen Sports TV. Definitely.
Big up.
Yeah, man. And then Gunners Boss says maybe the Premier League burn him out, Management. No, but Mito didn't play a lot of the games in the Premier League because he was being preserved. We understood because remember, Cavaliers never used him a lot, It was the former JC forward, Webster, and Busy Atkinson. And then even Christopher Ainsworth got more game. And the other players who played in the Premier League, played more than him. On the JC team is Jimenez, who don't look burnout. So there's no way it could be burnout.
Jimenez look like him ready for national team.
You know what? He has a problem dribbling. You realize that every time he's supposed to dribble, he loses the ball. Just watch it. He has a problem taking on players. What he's very good at is his defensive duty and squaring the ball. But going down and taking on players, he's struggling.
And his dead ball kicks too also.
Yeah, he's very good at that. And I think sometimes his touch can be a little bit poor. Yeah. So let's talk about stats. This happens every time KC lose, whether it's football or champs. Then blame it on administrative problem and warring factions. Hey, Christian, how you know that you don't go to KC? How you go to JC and you know them things here? I don't understand. So I don't understand how the people them know what happened in other schools, They don't go to that school, But they have all the scoop going on in all the other schools. Christian, please explain to us, how did you come to this conclusion that it is a constant thing for them to blame administrative and problems? And what? And warring factions. How do you know that? It seems that you're eavesdropping. But what about the stats team? They were humiliated 5-1 by Dintil. Do they rebound from this game to come and defeat this yeah.
I think Management, I think they can take a positive out of that Dintil game. They were the only team that scored on Dintil. I think their attack in the Manning Cup is the best attacking team, but I think the defense, though, including the keeper, is their downfall. I think that you can kick that ball from outside of the box and score on him, and that is one of their biggest downfalls. Their defensive third of their game, but their attacking third with Leng, with the two Omars, Omar Leng and Omar Reed, they are really doing a wonderful job in the attacking third, scoring a lot of goals for stats. Can start scoring KC? Yes. But will they defend and stop KC from scoring? That's the only problem I have with the stats team.
Okay. Very good analysis. I think Philip Williams is a very good coach. I must say I want to commend the coaches in the league. You understand me? I think coaching generally
Is
has
improved. Yeah.
has improved in the league. The coaches are very qualified. Philip Williams has proven himself over probably the last 6 or 7 seasons of schoolboy football with the stats team to be a very, astute coach, knows what he's doing. And I think, it will be a good matchup against Ludlow Bernard. I also think Ludlow Bernard is a is a good coach, but for some reason I always get this feeling like there is a little bit of issue with him, and just by how some of the interviews, the things that come out of the interviews, especially after a loss, because in defeat is when you really know the true metal of a team. And I think when he speaks, I feel like he's not in the most comfortable situation. He doesn't have complete autonomy over the team. That's how it sounds, and I think
Okay.
this has crept into the team itself, and it could hurt KC.
But man, the question is, was he the person that conditioned the team? Put his input on the different style of play and everything.
I I I I would love to know like how the whole team, if he's the man. That's what I'm saying. Does he have complete autonomy, or there are other persons like a team manager who has influence?
Because even from 2019, your style of play is not that. Your style of play, same thing what Craig Butler say. I just really see it. They tend to play too much long balls. With those type of players who I think could keep the ball more and move the ball around. I think the style of play, it's not right for KC. That's just my thought.
Gunner's boss, Gunner's boss. I don't. You can speak from an American perspective. So from an American perspective, you may be aware that no one can tell Nick Saban what to do out there when he's coaching college football at the University of Alabama. You know that. You probably are aware of that. But I can tell you that if you were to go to JC has a system, and that system runs from their youth program all the way up. And they normally get a coach that understands that. Now, as a coach, you're going to come in and with your little tweaks and things. So don't tell me that I am wrong. I'm telling you it works. There are certain schools that have a football program, and just like how Calabar has a track program, and when you go there, sometimes you have to fall into what their track program outlines. You can't. Of course, you may have one and two things that you can bring in, but you get the job under that premise. All right. And then Chris Wayne is saying he's a Calabar man, so him know that. All right. Well, what is the same thing happened at Calabar, Chris Wayne?
What is that mean at Calabar? Tell me.
Yeah, you need to tell us what's happening at Calabar, because Calabar made the man them beat me this year, because I had Calabar right up there, and then Calabar, you know.
The man is what
Yes,
we were wrong. We were
yeah.
wrong based on the type of caliber players Calabar had. We had to predict that.
Well, maybe the coaching, because the coach just upgraded his license. Maybe his license was too low to bring them any higher. I don't know. um, JC need a coach, Kevin Blake. Well, people would say about the man in his first year he won the cup with JC. You
No, but
know,
they're going to look at in all of the semi-final games, or most of the semi-final games from he starts to coach. It's penalty.
yeah. Leon Price, boy, from Mannings lose at the first. Me I see Leon Price, Don't worry yourself, Leon Price. KC did for lose the game still. May I tell you so? We don't feel no way. You understand me? Congrats to the blue blood. Well done, players. That's how it is. One unfortunate free kick giving away a goal was scored. We missed some opportunities. All you have to do is to play to your full potential, man. Win, lose, or draw, man is man, and man is man in a man in team. You understand me? Win, lose, or draw. And listen, next season, I still manage me a cheer final, man. Me I tell you that, you know. You
Still
understand?
money.
So, you know, you have one supporter, I'm loyal to the bone. You understand me? Yeah. But so you think Omar Lang and Omar Reed will give the stats the KC defense a hard time?
Yeah, man. No, I think no defense. No defense can stop those two players. They are one of the best attackers in the competition.
Yeah. You know, this is a very good point. This is a very good point. I want to know why JC went three at the back. They took Blake. Blake him named the number 6 out of D mid, you know, and put
Right,
him a centre back, you know. You
right,
realize that? They
right.
change up the whole system to play against didn't you realize that?
I realize it, but man is
Yeah,
man.
that's a very good point, Kevin Blake. Why did the
Me,
coach change his system?
all
If
right. So in the Garvey Masia game, you saw that Garvey Masia attackers were getting rid of the centre backs on many occasions. So I think I think the analysis or the person that analyzed the Dinty game was telling him about some players that are more technical than the Garvey Masia players and stuff. So he thought that if he would change it, would you know his defense will be more compact and better. So maybe that is one of the reasons.
all right, but look at. Let me use some people. Does Jurgen Klopp change his system?
Them man, they have B license and pro license, man. Come on,
Does
man.
Pep change his system?
Paper boy, A license,
No, the
paper
point I'm making that sometimes when you use a system, you have to trust it. If you got to basketball, Phil Jackson play him triangular offense. Sometimes as a coach. So in other words, why change the system instead of changing the personnel?
The knowledge of coaching, that's the key.
Why you never change? Cause watch this. Here's what you did. I always tell people, don't make one substitution and then several changes. You understand what I mean? So you can, for example, change a player, but by changing that player, you move this one there. So you make several changes on the field. What they did is that instead of keeping their system and moving the personnel, they change the system and change the personnel. Could
True.
that have been the factor? In other words, just change one. Either you change the system or you change the personnel. So if the last game your centre backs were getting done, why you don't put Jimenez making play centre back then?
He wants that attacking game out of him also. Going on the line and squaring the ball.
But that's a very good observation, Kevin Blake. And then he says that if JC played attacking football, they would have scored at least 2 goals. And I think this is why Mito looks so poor.
But
Listen, Mito did not get any opportunity in the entire game. You tell me one where you said like he could have done something or a half a chance or a ball in a good position. Never.
one time and he kick it in Hutchinson's hand. Outside of the 18.
Outside of that wasn't even a shot, man. He should not even have kicked the ball. It was, you understand me? They never created any opportunities for him. Like I'm saying, the team, when I watch them, they don't set up to give him chances to put away, especially when it comes to the business end. Maybe when they're playing teams that they know that they are better than they do that. But when they're playing team that matches up to them, they look, I don't know, they don't look like a cohesive, offensive group.
Man, it's coaching, I think it's coaching because if you look at how the team, play from 2019, from Ferguson's their style of play, they don't really move the ball with confidence. Like when Coley was there, you don't see that movements that build that pattern of playing in the midfield. You don't see that
Yeah.
type of thing. You understand me? So I guess maybe that's one of the factors.
Yeah. And let me also say this too, right? You have to give Dintil credit doing a Kevin Blake. You have to, in as much as you want to blame the JC coach, you have to give credit to Dintil. Because here's what Dintil did. Dintil did what they normally do. They never change anything.
No,
You understand what I mean? It's the same
Same way.
The same players. That's how Dintil plays.
Same way.
And you have to show them respect for that. So in other words, they came into that game confident that what they have been doing all season with every other team, they can come and do it against JC.
Right.
That's confident. That's a
And if
coach trusting his players and trusting his system.
and if they're not scoring, they can defend.
They can defend.
Simple.
So you have to give Dintil a lot of credit because they
And
came into this game knowing that, listen, we are good enough or even better than this JC team. We're not changing anything.
And the next
Straight
thing
up
to note,
front.
the next thing to note about the Dintil team, you see, every 15 minutes leaving in a game, they always tend to press hard. They are well conditioned.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, but I do agree with Kevin Blake that this JC defeat, though the guy missed the penalty, could be a coach's error.
Yeah, I think so. I think someone is. I think it's a coach's error. I think he should, continue playing his style of play that, really give him the victories over teams coming up to the semi-final. Changing for a team means that you're not confident then. It means that the other team is stronger than you.
Sonny,
You mute.
no man, I know man, I was listening to you. You know what is Sonny? Let's see what he will do tomorrow. So I will know if he feared Dintil tomorrow. Because
True.
if you go back to your original system now, you know what that says to me?
The fear.
You fear Dintil.
The fear didn't do. True. You're right.
If you don't keep the number 6 Blake in centre half and you put him back in midfield, obviously you're concerned about the how good the Dintil team is, and so that force you to change everything and cost you the game.
And also to Mannings, man, I thought he was very confident that his team could win the penalty shootout. Look in the last 10 minutes of the game, what type of football he was playing. The team was playing.
I think that they were playing. That's what I'm saying. They were playing on the counter. It just never seemed like they
Like him go
trusted
ultra
themselves.
defense.
I feel like they never trusted themselves to score on Dintil. So
Ultra defense.
that's what I'm saying to you. They just never looked like they wanted to score.
You understand me? Ultra defense.
Yes, somebody saying that confidence was the factor. Yeah, some lack of confidence or something. You know?
I think he believed that, he's trying to play safe, and he think that penalty shootout would give him the victory.
Yeah.
Over the last years he has won penalty shootouts. So I think he thought that, he could win penalty, but didn't know that the Dintil boys were ready for that.
Yep. No, what Kevin is saying is that he's going to go back to his original formation and his original system for the game tomorrow. Why?
So Kevin is a coach there.
No, I don't think he's a coach. I just think he's a JC past student, maybe. Our Gunners boss is saying the coaches and scout recruit players to play their system of football. It is the same in high school varsity sports boss. How you reap sustain success without the coaches having the playbook. What playbook you talking about, Gunners boss? American sports and Jamaican sports. Come on, soccer is different from what kind of playbook? We're not talking about American football. We're talking about soccer. In Jamaica, not everywhere. But if you were to go to Mount Pleasant right now, as a coach, you'd have to coach based on you cannot implement your own coaching style unless it is the same as Mount Pleasant. I don't know. We're not come on, Gunners boss, man. Don't use American football. What happened in varsity and American football stuff to dictate. Not all school does it, but there are certain schools that have, like Clarendon College, have a way that they're going to play. And if you go there and coach, you're going to have to coach based on that system I play. Yeah. How can you have your best pass off the ball at sweeper? I asked that question because this is the guy that I was really impressed in the JC team. So I was so surprised that he was playing centre back because he just took away and he's a good ball winner. You remember in the game before that when a person was breaking away and he used his shoulder to bump them and the commentator, I think it was a Gary Massey game, was
Yeah.
talking about how it was a very good foul and how this guy was.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next game, I put the man at centre back. Oh, Kevin Blake saying he's a Casey. A Casey, but all right, boss. Well, good analysis. Casey, man, evaluating JC. Hey, you need to evaluate Casey, you know. Tell us about Casey, you know.
Tell us what is going on down there.
Oh, Tara, but you can't lose interest, man. Our Mannings have match on Wednesday, man.
Like she knows we're not gonna lose, man. No?
You know, we can't, you understand. Listen, Tara, we tell people, you see money and money is money. I tell them, you see, next year, me already know who will win the Costa Cup next year, man. I can tell you who will win the Costa Cup in 2025. Mannings. You understand me? I tell people that before the season start, I pick my winner. My winner is Mannings.
Okay. You say Mannings all the way for everything.
No, Mannings that teacher style of playing. Every coach implement their style of playing. Let me tell you again, Marlon Patrick. There are some schools and programs you can't go and bring your style of play. The system, they have systems there that you have to come in. What you can do is tweak some things. So, Marlon Patrick, if you were to go to Mount Pleasant, there is a system that they want their academy to play. You can't go there and tell them that this is what you do. You're not going to get the job. What they're going to say to you, here is how we want our academy under 12, under 14, and so on so to play. All right. You can tweak certain things, but there is a play. It's the same thing. If Jamaica has a system where they say, listen, we're playing 3, all our youth programs, and you get the Jamaica job at the under 17. And there's a technical director who creates a system. You can't say, technical director, I am going to play this way. No. However, as a coach, you have moments in the game where you get to implement your ideas and stuff on it. Not all systems are like that, but many. Oh, Kevin Blake, oh, your son. Yeah, man. Listen, you know, say I big him up. Oh, he said that my son is the number 6 for JC. You see that? So, listen, I said it, you know, that the player that stood out to me is this player that was at Valney Browns, right? Because he was at Valney Browns academy working out. You can see that he's a class player. So I don't know. You know what is funny too? He doesn't even get to take free kicks. All the free kicks at JC are kicked by 2 persons, you know. You realize? Duncan McKenzie and Tariq Jimenez. Yeah, so let me get a couple more. Duncan McKenzie has to impact the game for JC to win, as he's the engine. If he doesn't play well, JC loses. He didn't play well against Dintil. True, but if Romain Blake was up further in the pitch, then it would be a different thing. Yeah, man, bless up Tara. Life without learning is dead. We tell people sometimes, hold on. We always tell people, Tara, you see, with Mannings, sometimes we win and sometimes we learn. We never lose. We learn. Every experience, so we learn something from the game. You understand me? Sometimes we win, sometimes we learn. It's ever a learning experience because life without learning is dead. Right, Tara? So there's how we take that. All right. Go ahead, Unseen, and then we're going to invite.
Yeah, man. You were saying that, you know, Duncan McKenzie didn't have a good game in the middle of the park. But you really have to give Dintil midfielders the credit, because Dintil midfielders are very quality. They are quality midfielders. Jaime Thomas, you know, Deshane Russell and Shamar Martin, quality players, in the midfield for Dintil. So I think the war was in the midfield, and Duncan couldn't have his way, and Jaim couldn't have his way also. You understand me? So the
Yeah, but
midfield
what
was
I'm saying, if Blake was brought up into midfield, it would have pushed Duncan McKenzie further up the field, which would have given them more of an offensive thrust. However, I still would love to hear from the coach what was the reasoning. Now you're right, because remember, you have to give credit to Dintil, because a lot of this was caused because of the quality of the Dintil team. That's the
right.
only reason. Because like everybody's saying, JC is going to revert to their ways.
Right.
Man's man.
Go ahead.
JC took too long. They just didn't adapt to the change in the situation. You understand?
Explain to us.
The type of game that was being played. No, to be honest, Duncan should have been pushed more up up the field in that match. That's one of the things that he should have done. Because he's what a lot of people don't know. He can also be a very attacking player, That's actually how he started out. You understand? Coming all the way up. Most time when he does play, he plays in a more attacking role. So that's one of the changes.
Yeah, so one of the changes they made is that they put him back more defensive because they put Blake at centre back.
Right.
So I'm saying that even in the second half, when Dintil was dominating, why they didn't go back, revert to their regular formation and move Blake? Like Patrick Reed just said it. When Daniel Lynn coach him said, listen, personnel change, but formation don't change. Why you change? You have to trust your formation. Change your personnel. That's what I was saying. Change your personnel and leave your formation.
Right.
Your formation was not the reason why your defenders were getting beaten in the Garvey Marseille. It's the personnel.
Right. But still,
change of personnel had a lot to do with how some of these teams did, I think even KC, there's a little change there, and I think it affected them also. But go ahead.
But still, the man is man. I think if that change were, if the coach didn't make that change, I think that Brown defender that got the yellow card first. What's his name again?
The JC defender.
Yeah, I think he's one of the weak link in the defensive third, for JC, I think the number 6, he mapped up for him for a lot in that game, a lot,
Well, I don't know, but I just think sometimes you have to trust what you have been doing all season if it has been working. I remember my coach at Constant Spring in the under-20 was Lulu Bender, and he always said, if it don't broke, don't fix it. Your system wasn't broken; it was a player.
A player.
So change the player, fix the player, don't fix the system.
True.
Yeah, but let me just take a couple of comments. This is Blake's father saying Blake is also the best dead ball kicker on the team, but he doesn't get any free kick at all. So that's I don't know.
So he's better than Zimenez.
Zimenez kicks the ball hard, but it may not be accurate. So what you want? Accuracy before power, So I don't know. How many did Zimenez get on target?
Not one.
Okay, so there you go. Unseen, which team do you coach?
I used to coach Charlemont High School, but I'm not at any school now. So if you ever work for me, make the link.
Yeah, Marvin Campbell says, I know town school I run things now. Country, the thing there. Country, the thing there. What Gunners boss? So what kind of coach change system to the school system and lost the game? Maybe the coach change the system from the school system and use his system and they lost the game. That sounds more like it. But Sir Maxwell, what is happening at KC? I didn't like how the coach sounded like some things are going on at KC outside of football that is affecting the football.
Look, I think one of the problems at KC is that they have a little too much talent. Okay? That's one of the biggest problems they have there. Too much talent. So because of that, it's affecting them, You understand? So one of the things that happened to them was that they had some players, well, players that were added very, very late. And it did have to do with the cohesion because there was a defensive mistake there that was caused when they one of the defenders were robbed, and youngster that came basically almost skipped out of the way. Right? So look here. And I think that one of the things is that once you have a team and you have a certain amount of chemistry, it doesn't make sense to twiddle with it too much. And Casey has been fiddling and trying to doing this and that with that team. They have been trying to fix what was not broken, and it cost them. That's one of the basic problems. And there is a lot of, I won't say bad vibes, but a lot of players aren't too happy. That basically what's happening. Let's just put it at that. I've spoken to players and they're not happy with what's happening. Okay.
Who they not happy with? The coach?
They're not happy with certain decisions that are being made with
by the principal.
Look here. As I said, they're just not happy with certain things that are being done in the team. You understand? I don't want to go too deep because Casey is close to me in a way because I'm real close to the two coaches. So I don't want to go too much into their thing if they want to speak about it. But there are problems, a little bit of problems. They might be able to bounce back.
What I want to know, because how the coach spoke, it almost gives the impression that there are other persons who has influence over what happens with the team outside of him. And no football can work like that.
That's true. That's true. It's not influence in a team sometimes causes that sort of problem. But I won't say anything on that either. It's very sensitive.
All right. Go ahead, Anthony. You're going to ask something.
So remember the question that we asked the last time on the show. Paul wasn't here, and you were calling him out. Say, Paul, come and answer the question.
Oh, it wasn't me. Yeah, we both are shaggy. It wasn't me. Mr. Maxwell, I think it was you lucky was saying that. Oh, where are all the remember you were saying that Casey has I'm
asking.
Go ahead. Ask the question, and we're trying to find you, but we couldn't find you, and the people were saying that you're gone in hiding. Go ahead, Anthony, ask the question.
We are all the players that should unleash.
Yes, unleash.
And these the other teams in the competition from Casey and JC.
Casey has some players to unleash.
Well, one of the players that were unleashed set them back the other day. Just leave it at that. But he wasn't playing with the team for a while, for months. So injecting him into a starting position, it backfired.
Yeah.
It did backfire. Even though he was in England and he's coming fresh from England, I guess there's a reason why you can't have it didn't work. Just leave it at that. It didn't work. A lot of people, including myself, thought that it would have worked, but it didn't work. If they had stuck with what was already there, they would have been better off today. That's my personal opinion.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Let me get some of this Balakar. Let me get this one from Balakar. He said that you see Whisper kill off Man City today, man is man, and Unseen Sports TV. Yeah, man.
You saw it?
Dejan Whisper Richards going on well over there. Really, really doing well.
You saw it?
I didn't watch the game, but I heard that he played very, very well.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't watch the game. All right. Who is it? Somebody's asking this question. Who is the center forward at at um at Kingston College? Who plays center forward for Kingston College?
Isn't it Berger?
It's Berger.
Berger is one of the forwards. The other one, uh,
The one that got the
guy.
water knee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So so Berger is a center forward.
Right. He's the one that had come back from Florida. One of the
So,
injections, but he came back quite early.
so he was on leash.
He was one of them that were unleashed, but he was unleashed much earlier.
No man, he was on a leash.
He was on a leash.
He was on a leash. He never got the full release. But you think they can get the upper hand against Stats tomorrow? You think Stats is going to have it?
Look, the thing about stats is that I say this every time I speak to anybody. Stats will score on you. If they're going to lose, they're going to at least score 1, maybe 2 goals. I think KC will have to live by their motto. The brave may, what is it again there? May forward never yield. What they'll have to really pick themselves up, get rid of all of the problems that are there, go back to their original team that has been carrying them through most of this season, and go for it. They won't have a problem if they do that. But if the problem, and as I said, that's the only way they can do it. Go back to basics and play the match. That's it. Don't tinker. When you tinker too much, you're going to have a problem. And that's the problem that they have here. Just go back to the basics, play the side that they had that was going through all of the teams early in the season and made them firm favorites to take all the titles. So they really need to go back to basics. And certain players, even though they are new and they have trained overseas for a while, you might have to come off the bench. You have to really try, Now, if it's not broken, don't fix it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, man. Chris, the sports guy, welcome. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Big up all the panelists and such.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Always good having you, man. Sound like you're tired. So yeah.
Yeah, man. It's been a pretty eventful day. I have to report on Damian Lowe parting ways with Al Ittihad in Egypt. We talking about it's now postponed, which is the match with Ireland and the West Indies tomorrow. So they have to look at rescheduling, as well as other stories as well. Clay coming back for the Golden State Warriors. Congrats to him as well. And things that happened over the weekend that, quite frankly, I'm not surprised. I did say if persons actually rewatch my live, they can go back. I'm not lying. I said that Ludlow a lot of times when he's the favorite to win a competition, he buckles under the pressure. And partly, you unseen, you can attest to the fact that it always happens. And it's not just with King's College. Yeah, I did say thank you, Mr. Marcel, for pointing that. I really appreciate that because I've been saying it for years. I've been saying it for years. Even when he had Wolmer's, when he had the likes of Georgina James and Jail Hyde, that Wolmer's team was one of the best teams that Wolmer's assembled in the 2000s, especially towards the 2010s. And he could not win the big one. Everything had to line up for Kingston College to win the Manning Cup. It had to have Damani Harris missing a clear goal and an own goal for them to win the Manning Cup. And I'm not taking anything away from Ludlow. He did win the Champions Cup in 2019, but when he's the clear odds-on favorite to win a title, then sometimes when the pressure is on him, he buckles under the pressure.
What
go back
pressure
to
though?
20 go back to 2018, gents. Go back to 2018. When they listed the Manning Cup team of the season for 2018, most of that team consisted of St. George's College players, which meant that going into the game, based on how they played, St. George's College were the favorites to win the Manning Cup in 2018. And they were going to win the Manning Cup in 2018 as well. As I said, it was unfortunate circumstances that cost the Light Blues of North Street the title. What expectations you're talking about, unseen? Many persons thought that Kingston College would have at least reached the finals and even further retain their title from 2019. Many persons thought that Kingston College would have at least made the finals for this year, and they were the defending champions from 2019. So persons thought they would have at least made the final. And when pressure like this mounts on Ludlow Bernard, it always happens that he crumbles under the pressure. And I've said it many times, and it came to fruition yesterday, Saturday. What a time it took you to lose your first game. This is their first game that they've lost this entire season, and they were blanked, by the way, blanked. And the second goal that Clarendon College scored, it was like as if I saw the little 1-2 touch pass and that chip the guy got from CC. It made it look like Kingston College's defense was standing still. That man ran through. He ran between the defense like it was nothing. And the first goal, oh my word, that was one of the worst goalkeeping I have seen, and in terms of how a goal scored. And you, as a Kingston College player, under the tutelage of Ludlow Bernard, whether it's between the sticks or you're an outfield player, that is a simple catch. I can do that, and when me play football, me's not no goalkeeper. And you should know how to literally scoop up the ball. That was a comical error from the goalkeeper. So I am not surprised that they lost. I really am not.
Oh, sounds like you have good mouth for Ludlow there, though. But to be honest, as the goalkeeper, that is something I would have never thought, because that's the goalkeeper that they brought in from Tivoli years ago. That was expected. He was the starting goalkeeper back when they won, So you have to put all of these things in perspective. You see? So it's really, well, I don't know what to say, really, honestly.
Isn't he a reserve at Tivoli for the Tivoli Premier League team?
No, he didn't. He didn't. He has not played. He's at Tivoli, but I don't know that he was actually in the Premier League team. I'm not sure about that at all. I know the youngster. I don't think he was in the Premier League team. Almost sure he was not, even though he does live in Tivoli.
Okay.
He is on their roster, but he wasn't.
And then Balakar, we know, man, that he scored 2 and he assisted in 1. And that's Dujan, Whisper Richards. Yeah. So Chris, go ahead, Ansi.
How can get that the clippings to see the type of goal that Whisper scored?
We're going to have to talk to him further.
Okay.
Balakar, are you reach out to Balakar? Balakar seems to know where to watch all of these things. I don't know. But Chris, so what are your predictions for the semifinals tomorrow? Because that's where we really are now. I think Unseen is predicting that JC and KC winning. I don't know where he gets that from, but that's his prediction. Right, Unseen. So what are your thoughts?
I think. Oh, all right. So I actually do think that Kingston College will bounce back and they will defeat Stats. The last 2 times, though, Philip Williams has gotten the better of Ludlow Bernard. These two have matched up in 2017 and 2019, and Philip Williams won both times. So Ludlow will be looking for not only to bounce back from the loss that he had against Clarendon College on Saturday, but he'll also be looking to really get his first win against Philip Williams in the semifinals of the Manning Cup. It's going to be something difficult, because let me tell you something. I've learned with Philip Williams coaching Tivoli Gardens and him coaching St. Andrew Technical High School, if you give this man a chance and give this man confidence, it's going to be tactically very difficult to beat him. So it's going to be difficult for Ludlow to win this game. But I think he'll get it done. Fergie also looking to bounce back after that penalty shootout loss to Dintil Technical. Defensively, I don't think that there's a problem with Jamaica College per se. So I just think that, the midfield has to step up more. I think Mackenzie has to have a big game against Charlie Smith. He has to run that midfield, Mackenzie, the captain. And I think that they should be fine. So I'm going with Unseen's prediction. I think that Kingston College and Jamaica College will go to the final. But I'm making my predictions now for that final. I think Jamaica College will retain their title.
Yeah, all right. The Georges man, the people down North Street going to say it's because they come from North Street, you fight against KC.
No. I actually, I have a lot of brethren. We do have banters, but I have a lot of brethren that used to go to Kingston College. So, there are times when, you are not in the competition, but you have to support your North Street brethren. But I just think, as I said before, it's just the pressure that Ludlow a lot of times does not match up to. Them always say when you're under pressure, are you going to turn into dust, or are you going to become a diamond? And a lot of times, Ludlow has not proven that he's the diamond in Manning Cup. So I think that he has to come out guns blazing in the semifinals. I think he's going to win against St. Andrew Technical. This will be his first win since he has coached Kingston College, that he has defeated Philip Williams. If he does against St. Andrew Technical in the semifinals, on both occasions he has lost. So he'll be looking to get revenge where that is concerned and bounce back. So I'm not sure how he's going to win in the finals necessarily, because a lot of times Fergie, his coach Ferguson, he plays who is in front of him in terms of his tactics. A lot of times his tactics are not necessarily the same. Whoever he plays, his tactics change. So I think that is going to be tricky for Ludlow. But if he wins, all power to him. If he doesn't, I don't think I'll be that much surprised. But I predict it's going to be Hope Road versus North Street in the finals.
Well, what I'll say to you is that if he doesn't, I think if he loses this semifinal, we will not see him at KC next season.
I agree. I agree that will happen. And I don't think, and hear me out here, I don't think it's going to be an administrative decision. I think he's going to mutually part ways with them. I think mentally, I think that is also one of the reasons why there was some parting of ways between him and Wolmer's, because he just couldn't win the big one at Wolmer's. Came to Kingston College, won their first title in 3 decades, but you have been the preseason favorite since 2017. This is now your 4th season being the preseason favorite, and you've been to the final once. Let that sink in. Pound on paper, they had one of the best teams in Manning Cup for the past 4 seasons. 2017, 2018, 2019, and this year. And they have been to the final once. That really, when you look at, and I don't want to really compare apples to oranges, but when you look at a man like Neville Bell, Miguel Coley, when they are preseason favorites, a lot of times they deliver. In 2009, when St. George's College won the treble, when they had the likes of Kareem Manning as their left back, they had a man like Bridge in defense. When they won the treble in 2009, they were the preseason favorites to win the competition. As a matter of fact, win everything, and they did so. Miguel Coley was the preseason favorites for a couple of years, and in those couple of years, he constantly won. So I think that I think that mentally that will do something for Ludlow if he loses this semi-finals against Stats.
Yeah, good analysis. Go ahead, Unseen.
Yeah, I always say this, and I want your thoughts on it, Paul, and Chris. At this stage of the competition, I believe it comes down to the coach with the best tactics, or the coach that has the best in terms of, system, style of play that will come out victorious. And if you look at in the game, in the Champions Cup game, O'Neill O'Neill Thomas, new coach at Dintil. Over the last couple years, Dintil has never reached to the Champions Cup final. And boom, O'Neill is there and into the Champions Cup final. Clarendon College didn't play so well coming up into the competition, and boom, they have the best game of the season against KC. So I think the coaching or the coaches that are doing well now, they are the better tacticians. What's your thought on that, Paul?
Well, look at it this way. To be honest, look here, Ludlow Bernard, of all of the coaches at this stage, he's the most experienced of all of them. He has coached at the highest level locally in the Premier League. He has the experience. He has developed a lot of very good players. But to be honest, Chris has made a very valid point that he has choked. He has choked because I can't understand, apart from what happened on Saturday, when I really sit down and think about it, the year that they won, they were on their way to being eliminated, and it was just a little bit of guts by a player that basically stayed on, and another youngster that came on who they weren't even planning on using, that the assistant coach injected. So yeah. I don't know. At this stage, I don't know if mentally how the team is, because I know they had issues there. So hopefully the old boys and Mr. Bernard would have spoken to them, would have got everything vented, all the side issues would have been dealt with, and we'll see the team that were preseason favorites appearing in the semifinals. However, the Stats is not an easy team. But the one thing with the Stats team, this is the weakest defense that Stats has put out for years.
And goalkeeper. And goalkeeper.
No. The rest of the defenders, you have a 15-year-old that is marshalling the defense, I know. He's from Cavaliers, so I know. So he's only 15. So and I know that. So I'm saying it's a very inexperienced backline.
Yeah, but he's a 15-year-old is marshalling Manning's defense.
Boy, Manning's has a nice all-round side, It's not.
So Williams is a 15-year-old. But let me say this, just a couple of things, because I don't think Ludlow Bernard is the most experienced. I think Lenny Hyde is. Because Lenny Hyde has been coaching long, and Lenny Hyde won the Premier League,
With Portmore.
Yes. No, man, Ludlow has been around. Listen, okay. He has been around from youth level. No, man, Lenny was not involved, if I'm remembering correctly, at that time. Because Ludlow, at youth level, he was around for quite some time. Probably it's close when Lenny started coaching, if I'm remembering correctly. But no, man, when you look at it, Lenny has some club experience. Yes. And also Ludlow, and he has experience. He has more. He has gone to more than one team. Ludlow has basically been one place. So you can say yes, Lenny has an edge.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw Gunners boss saying earlier that too much big egos at KC is what I think either Chris or Maxwell was saying. Says, which I think sometimes with the bigger schools, you find that outside influences can be, and you look at Ludlow Bernard personality, and we don't know with us speaking people, his personality is, you could almost see like he's a very laid back person, because Lucky was saying that he wanted to leave from 2019.
That's true.
I think that year when JC won, when KC was supposed to win, he
And they were
wanted to
knocked
leave.
out by stats.
When they were knocked out by Stats, there you go. A
But I
Stats
can
team
say
that many people thought was not a good team as well.
that's
Yeah,
true.
that's
Oh,
stats
And I
team.
remember I did speak to him, and to be honest, I was surprised when I saw him coming back this season. But I suppose seeing the caliber players out there, any coach is going to want to say, hold on, one last hurrah.
Yeah, but
Chris,
unless okay, go
Chris,
ahead.
you remember when I was talking about the KC game with Stets when Stets beat them, and I told you that the team, the coach was giving a comment that he underestimated the team and he's going to make a change, and put on the African.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's the type of mentality that is in the KC team. I think that is one of the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
Kevin Blake, this is he's saying that when you check those teams, I mean, you're talking about Miguel Coley and Bell have the best players on their team at that time. So it's
Which is why I say they were preseason favorites.
right,
When
which
they're
is
preseason
really, yeah.
favorites, they have delivered most times on that promise or that title of preseason favorites. They have done it, and that is what I mean. Some of the best players in Manning Cup, when you look at Barkley, Christopher Pearson, these are players from Kingston College. And if you have some of the best players in Manning Cup, which Miguel Coley and Neville
Never bet.
Burtis Bell had,
You need to
you
win.
have to deliver on those titles, on those monikers of being the preseason favorites. And if you're preseason
Yeah,
favorites,
Chris.
come on, you have to go finals more than one time. Come on, man.
Look here, one of the problems that I see here, and this is one of the things why I had KC as one of the early favorites. They are one of the few teams in the competition this year, Manning Da Costa, that has basically an all-star team that has been selected from various schools over a number of years, from the goalkeeper going right up front. Most of those boys were handpicked, brought in, whether at first form, second form, or whatever, but they were all brought in. So this is not an ordinary team. This is a team that a lot of these players were handpicked. When there was a problem in certain aspects, this team was being planned to win last year and this year. I know that it was handpicked. So they are, the players that are there. I'm really disappointed because I know the caliber players. Some serious, it's boy, I don't know. Plus one thing,
Somebody
KC is
said that
one of
was it JC? Somebody saying that it was JC that knocked out
Yeah.
KC in
It was
2019
JC, not
and not
Stats.
Stats.
In penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2019.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Maxwell. You're going to say something as well.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying also is that the KC team here this year is one of the few teams that has any form of player with international experience playing for Jamaica also, right? I don't think in my mind right off, I think only JC would have had, they have one from two from another country plus one, but see in Pearson, I don't know, and this was a youngster that some people who have seen him have boosted him as somebody ready for the national senior setup, but playing with youngsters and playing with adults, two different kettle of fish.
True.
But very, very true.
Yes, they're saying big up Maxwell versus Cataract. All right, All Topic TV. Then he says big up Cataract versus BNJ World. I don't know what that means. I guess you guys have something going on. I don't know. But history going to repeat itself, says Patrick Reed. Let's go, Stats. And then Romy Lauren says, which club Jerome Barkley play for? And then Marvin Campbell, I think Calvert Barkley says he plays for Portmore.
Yeah. I think he's at Portmore.
Huh?
I think he's at Portmore, yeah.
Yeah, well, I suspect that Calvert Barkley and probably connected to him. Maybe he's a father or uncle, just like how Kevin Blake's father is here. So maybe Calvert Barkley is somehow connected to him. So we're going to take his word for that. And then you're lucky saying that the best team doesn't always win. Remember that.
True.
But is all right. Let me ask you this, because when I look at the Clarendon College team over the season, because KC never looked convincing. Though they won games, there are games that they never look like convincing. I think for me, the edge that they had is that they were physically big, and that to me influenced some of the results. But they never looked like I remember the team with this. What's the name of that forward guy, Matt? That KC team, and they lost it. They never won the final, but they were so good. Mattison is not Mattison. Oh geez, what's the name of that forward man?
You talk about Javon Mattison?
That he was a forward out there.
Mm-hmm.
Not the runner. There was a
Man. Mattison. There was a Mattison.
That KC
No,
team. Mackison, I think.
Yeah.
Mackison, right.
Yes. Puddy.
That KC team they look so good.
They did. And he was scoring a lot of goals too.
Here we go. They didn't win, but let me tell you, they were playing some good football that season. I think JC won with Tyreek McGee that season. All right? But this KC team don't look good to me.
Okay, let me tell you one of the things. Check back most of the matches and look how many times you have the same team starting twice. That's all I gotta say. Look through it's there. You can check it on YouTube. How many times has the same starting 11 taken the field? Too much tinkering. They have a team that's there, but too much tinkering.
Yeah.
And he would have thought that at a certain stage, it would have been stable. And then even if they were to bring in that unleash that one player or so on, it wouldn't have been. But by there was any solid stability with us at the same 11 going through, and then you're making a one change. You're constantly making a little bit too many changes.
Yeah. Calvert Barkley saying that Barkley actually got his debut in 2019 as a youth player with Portmore United while Bibi was the coach. But he said COVID messed up everything after that. But he looks like a good player.
He's a very good player. He has grown a lot.
Yeah. And then Kwame saying that Pearson already yet. The best team on the day of the game on the field always wins though. True. All right, go ahead, Unseen. You're muted. Yeah, go ahead.
For Chris, do you think that Clarendon College was a better condition team than KC? Or is a better condition team than KC?
To be honest, yes, I think their physicality has been one of their best traits this season. To me, I don't think that this has been their best team for the past couple of years, I think this, to be honest, this has been one of their weakest teams for the past few years, to be fair. And I don't think that when you had somebody physically imposing on a team, or should I say impactful player on a team that doesn't necessarily need how should I put it, physicality to be impactful, they had that player. And one of those players in the last few years that I'm talking about plays for Miami FC right now, and that was Lamar Walker. He didn't need physicality, didn't need anything imposing. He needed skilled ball, vision, or a sight at goal. And the closest person I believe in the Costa Cup to that does not play for Clarendon College. He plays for Monroe. So I think that physically conditioned on the day I think they were, But I think that also tactically, Ludlow was outcoached in that game. Tactically, I don't think that Kingston College was. I don't think Kingston College was good on the day, and that's the reason they were blanked. I think this is the first time that a team has that they have not scored on a team this entire season. This is the first time in all competition that Kingston College has not scored on a team. And this is not just any person that Ludlow is going against. This is Lenny Hyde. This is a man that knows the ins and outs of both schoolboy football and the highest level of football in the country. So, and has won the highest level of football in the country. So I think that, to your point, he underestimated CC to some extent. And if you underestimate a team that has won Olivier Shield for 2 straight seasons and beat you in the process of attaining that Olivier Shield in 2018, and also you underestimate that team that has a very good coach that can possibly out-coach you in a game, then you're asking yourself for trouble. So I just think that it just finally caught up to them.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
go ahead.
In my opinion, I started seeing cracks in that Charlie Smith game. That was when I started to see cracks in Casey's game, and they progressively, Charlie Smith was just not good enough to capitalize, but Clarendon College was, and there you go, they lost and they're out.
And I will also say this too. Like I keep telling people, if anyone from KC watched the Manning's game, they would have seen that they were in danger. Again, I'll tell you, they got a free kick that should not have been a free kick, and they scored. Very good goal. But outside of that, Manning's got at least 3 easy goal scoring opportunity. KC didn't get any to score.
Writing was on the wall.
Writing was on the wall because Manning should have defeated them.
That's true. Manning's man, just give me a minute. I'm going to have to cut because I have another previous appointment. So let me just make one statement to something that Mr. Blake had put up, that while JC and Georges will be stacked, that's not true. KC, I can tell you, this year, they are stacked with players. When I say stacked, let me just help you out. If Mr. Blake is close to the KC side, he will know that the squad that they have at this stage is a 50-odd person squad, about a 52 member. And I'm not asking on that. I'm not guessing. They have 52 people in their team. So that's one of the things that is giving a lot of problem with the cohesion. But man, I'll catch you. I have to go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Blessings. All right. Thanks for always coming on, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, man. So,
man.
Yeah, go ahead, Parchment. Because somebody's reminding me, yeah, man, that KC team with Mackison, Trayvon, Reed, and Busy Atkinson was a very, and they never won. I think that is the team we were talking about, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. That's a team that I Mackison was scoring goals for fun that season, and when he was scoring those goals, a lot of persons were saying, "Listen, you're going to see some sparks with this KC team," and I think that was the first year of, I believe, Ludlow's stint at Kingston College. If
Yep.
I think that was his first stint.
Even Reed wasn't starting. Reed was coming on like as a super sub. That was how the team was.
I think you won the Flow Cup.
No, man.
With
No. With Mackison, yes, I believe so.
The beat sets, yeah.
Yeah, and that and I think that game was Ronaldo Webster's last game for Stets, because he transferred after that.
Yeah.
So I think that when you say that he doesn't, person saying that 2-3 players They only have 2, 3 players. They have been preseason favorites, not just with 1 or 2 player or more 3 player. They assemble a team that pound for pound most times at least 7, 8 players, maybe 9 are absolutely fantastic players when you see what they can do. So it's just up to Ludlow to kind of break that curse, because he's had that curse since I was in high school as a student. So he has to kind of start to break this curse now. And I think that the old boys are growing impatient.
Okay. Okay. I agree. What I can say, Calvert Barkley saying, what I can say is that what is Jagger Academy players are bossing the man in the Costa Cup. Jerome Barkley is one of them, and most of the CC team also. Check out the excellent work being done by Jagger. Okay, all right, all right, all right. Ganesh is asking what happened to Christo J. Daly. That is the Harborview player, formerly of William Nib. Played had a very good season out there. Heard that he's abroad. I will check on that tomorrow to find out what is going on. At the start of the season, he was still there. Didn't see him as one of the transfers. So I'll check on that. You have any word on that, Chris?
No, I would have to probably check with Ludlow. Would probably have to message him and see if Krista J is still there or if he's abroad. So I'd have
Yeah,
to
man,
have to
can
check.
find out. Yeah, man. And if I find out, I can find out when I come off the live, and then I'll let you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Definitely.
Yeah. But listen, all right, Brando is saying that KC could have won the CC game right before CC scored. KC had them pinned, but missed a few good chances. Once CC scored, they continued the momentum. But to be fair, though, I think throughout the game, Clarendon College played better. Even if KC created an opportunity on the balance of play, I felt like the better ball on the day was played by Clarendon College for the full 90 minutes. That's how it looked to me. I could be wrong, but in my opinion, Clarendon College looked a cut above Kingston College in that game.
And like I said, I was at the I was doing the Casey and Charlie Smith game. I was doing that game, and I saw little cracks in their game in that game. Had Charlie Smith continued the pressure, I believe Manning's man, they would have scored first against Kingston College. So Kingston College just did not play an opposition where one was better than them in the middle of the park, because that, I believe, was a big reason as to why they did not win, because the battle of the middle of the field, when you look at a man, a tall, trapped in man like Christopher Pearson, and then a man that can basically weasel his way through the defense in Barkley, then I mean, you're always going to lose. And then I think that they just were not composed after the first 10 minutes of pressure on KC, Charlie Smith. And I believe that is the reason why they lost. Had they continued that pressure on Kingston College, I believe Kingston College would have conceded. And maybe if you go one further, they maybe would have lost that game. So you saw the cracks in that game. You started to see the cracks in that game. And then definitely what would have happened, what I believe happened Saturday, the precursor to that was the game against the Mannings. So I mean, as Maxwell and you said, Mannings, man, the writing was on the wall, and so CC basically finished it off and said, look, we saw where we can exploit it, and let me tell you something. If you give Lenny Hyde something to exploit as a tactician, you're going to be hurt. If you don't fix that, if you don't go home, sit down and watch your own tape and say, all right, well, we're not passing the ball quick enough. If Lenwood Hyde sees that you cannot pass the ball quick enough and you don't see it, he's going to take advantage of that, and you're going to be in problems. And I think he just saw there was a crack. He saw that there was a problem, and he utilized it and blanked them. So the writing was on the wall from the Mannings game, and CC just basically finished them off.
Chris, and Manning's man. You remember when CC was keeping possession of the ball, and then they just played through to Rushy Parchment, and then Rushy Parchment hold it up, and then you got this overload of player on that side of the other side of the field, and they were like moving down the flank there and scoring the ball easily. That is a team that is well coached, well, you know, tactically. That is something that you have to teach, your players. And I think Glennie does. He have it. He have it. What's your thought on that, man?
What I'm saying is that I think it ties into what South Croix is saying, that CC has a well rehearsed system of play. I think, again, from the games that I've watched, from the beginning of the season to this point, when I've seen CC, they play the same way. With KC, the games that I watch, they look different every time you see them. And I think this is what consistency always pays off. Always. And if you consistently do something, you're going to get better at it. If you change, this is what's going to happen. And I think this, like, something has to be happening outside of football that is affecting football with KC. But I think that is the clear advantage that is there. I see, for example, look at this. Maxine Brown is saying that KC have 2 UK players, but I have not seen them from the start of the season. So when Maxwell says, for example, that they have a squad of around 50, that may be the problem. Too many players to choose from. So you don't want the players to leave the school. So you give them a little game here, you understand me? And that means you can't do one thing consistently because you keep changing personnel. And after a while, it's going to cause problems.
Mannings, the first, and I can attest to this. You see, the only year that I see that Ludlow was consistent with his selection was 2018. Consistent with his selection was 2018. And the only thing that was not necessarily consistent was the fact that he had to bring out Trayvon Reed. The only reason why Trayvon Reed didn't play until later in the season because he was injured, Trayvon Reed in 2018. And he was consistent every single time. There was a certain set of players he would start definitively. A man like Kasim Priestley, a man like Matthews. You have to have these players playing. Rodriguez, who I think is he was keeping for Arnett Gardens at one point.
I think he's overseas.
He's overseas now. Yes, because he was keeping for Arnett for a few games and then he went overseas. He was consistently playing these players. And they went to the finals. And yes, as I said, that certain events had to happen, but they won. Nathan Thomas.
Yeah.
I had to be there.
And that team had the track and field long distance runner from Africa, from outer somewhere from Africa.
No, that year he wasn't playing for them that year.
Okay, it was 20. Oh, that was 2019 that he played.
Yes, he played 2019 because he came 2018, but he had to sit out a year.
Okay,
I think.
Yes, yeah.
Because he came in from Uganda, so he had to sit out a year, so he couldn't do any sports. He had to do track. So they were kind of anticipating him for the next year, which was 2019, when he did tracks and football. So I just think that consistently he did that, and he won the Manning Cup. So I mean, I think that if it's broke, don't fix it. You can improve it, but if it's broke, don't change it. And if you chop and change a team, there's no fluidity, no chemistry, no tactics that you can definitively say, all right, this is plan A. Of course, you need to have other plans if things don't work, but you don't have a set plan. And this comes down to chop and change in the team. And if you continue to chop and change the team, no fluidity, no chemistry, I mean, a team eventually is going to get you. And that team was Clarendon College.
Yeah. And then I think Calvert, a lot of people agree that Dintil has to be given the edge. They have conceded only one goal, and that was against Stats. It was a freakish kind of a goal as well. So you have to, given what we have seen, you have to say that Dintil is the best team. They have been the most consistent. There's no doubt about that. And you can't say they have been playing bad. You
No,
know, yeah.
I mean for the entire 90 minutes in our competitions, they've only conceded one goal, and that's against Stats the week before. So definitively they have been very good. They have been very good this season, and I think they're the best. They're the best team in the Costa Cup, no doubt about that. And I think they're the best defensive team in schoolboy football, wholeheartedly. Because if
And
you can concede only one goal in all competitions, I mean, it says something about what you have been able to do. So, I mean, if Dintil wins the Costa Cup, I'm not surprised. People are actually picking them to actually
Chris,
go all the way.
Chris,
hmm
Chris, I would say Dintil are the best defense, but Clarendon have the best strike force in the Costa Cup.
Yeah, I think that Jaheim Rose is going to be very important if Dintil, if Clarendon College wins this Da Costa Cup title. He has, in my opinion, lived up to the expectations that people have put on him so far this season. He's a very good player.
Which
So
one? Jaheim Rose or Jaheim Rose?
Jaheim,
Okay, Jaheim.
yes. So I mean, a lot of people talked about him. I've talked to different persons, different sports, the commentators, journalists, analysts, and when I talk to them about persons at CC, Jaheim Rose is one of the first persons that comes to mind. And he has shown that there's a reason why he's one of the first persons that comes to mind. So yeah, I agree with you. Defensively, it's Dintil, but attacking wise, I think Clarendon College does have the edge. But it's gonna be interesting to see if both of those teams reach to the finals. It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. Defense versus attack.
Yeah,
yeah,
man, Dintil like
yeah,
a
man.
beat man, this one.
Yeah. Ganesh, listen out tomorrow, right? We're doing in our in 10 at 10, you'll get some info, all right? We'll confirm and make sure you get some info. He also says that it was a matter of tactics, it was more a matter of defensive error, not exceptional tactics. And then Ruchin is saying that is result important at schoolboy football? Is it important or should it be important? What you're asking is that you don't think it should be important, but right now the result is very important at schoolboy football. And again, let's come back down to it. The purpose of your Manning Cup competition and the Costa competition, don't let anybody tell you anything. It's not for development. It is for the identification of talent. The schoolboy football does not allow you to develop players into professional players because of how it is structured. It is school sports. It is one of the many sports in school. If we say football is not about the result, then we should not have any champs for any results. We should not have netball for any result. We should not have cricket at schoolboy level for any result. All of those things should be development. School sports is for the result in Jamaica. We have to find other ways to develop our talent, our top talent. It helps you to see them, it discovers them, and then we need to find a pathway to development. All right. So that's what I think it should be. But when you talk about schoolboy football, it has to be about the result. Any
Yeah.
coach who gets a job in a school right now, if he starts losing, here's what's going to happen. He's going to
Yeah.
be fired.
Definitely. But I want to go back to what Ganesh said, about the CC and KC game.
Oh, okay.
You
About
saying
tactics and right.
the CC versus KC game was down to defensive errors. And I want to ask Unseen and Manning's this question. The second goal that CC scored to kill the game, was it defensive error? Or
No.
was it just good passing from
Yes.
from Clarendon College?
Great.
those intricate passes in tight spaces was not defensive error at all. Tactically, Clarendon College's technical director Lenny Hyde outcoached the coach of Kingston College, Ludlow Bernard, plain and simple.
Chris.
If you as a coach tell me, say, listen, if you as a coach tell me unseen, listen, any mistake they make, you attack, you press them, you pressure them. I'm pressure them and score. That is the tactics of the that's the instructions that you unseen give me as a player. So when he's saying that, listen, tactically, there was no tactical game, it was defensive error. Please go and watch the second goal that CC scored. It was absolutely brilliant. A very good team goal. The tight spaces were available. CC utilized them and they scored a very good goal.
Nakoto, you know that player that made a mistake is very indisciplined. Remember, he bite a player from JC in the semi-final, I think, or the finals of the Money Cup. You remember?
I saw that, and the player lashed out. And
Right.
I remember Donald spoke about it. And when I spoke to Donald after the game, he said, to this day, and I can ask him tonight, and he can tell me the same thing. To this day, Donald said he still cannot understand why he did that.
Man, he's a very indisciplined player. And I think that is one of the things, Lenny I saw in him and really, send somebody to really play close to him, try to make him make errors and get the ball from him. So I think that was a tactics also.
All right, big up Dalton right from Dintil. He's here, saying that it's going to be a very physical game between CC and Garvey Maceo, right? So big up Dalton Wright, the Dintil man out there. Suan Henry is saying that Rogers actually won Manning Cup. We didn't say he didn't. What we're saying is that he wasn't.
2018?
In 2018?
He was not playing in 2018. Unseen, you saw him. You saw Aaron Rodgers playing in 2018?
When KC won Manning Cup?
In 2018.
2018. 2019 was when he played and he got that injury.
No, he played in 2018 also.
He did. I was at that finals. I actually did that finals.
He didn't play. I don't think he played in the final. I think he got injured. I'm almost certain that he
yes. In the semis.
In the semis,
he injured his foot.
Yeah, man.
He injured his foot. I remember.
Yeah, and people said it affected the whole champs thing as well. Suan Henry, you're right. But Suan Henry, this other part, no, you're not right. When you say that, man is man, one thing with you never see KC create chance yet. What? Hey, you know what is funny? Unseen. Who did I pick to be in the Manning Cup final?
KC, JC.
All right. So anyway, you have to follow the show. You have to follow the show because you don't follow the show. But we have to analyze the thing. They didn't create many chances against Mannings. They didn't create a lot of chances in the last game. That's what we're saying. Clear chances. That's just it, man. We analyze the game based on what we see. Kwame is saying that he believes that Garvey is going to beat Clarendon College. That's an very interesting pick right there. I'm a farmer, the Costa Cup champion of Clarendon College, 96. School sports should be for development. I hear Bibi told you that management. Bibi told you that schoolboy football is for development. Marlon Patrick, I guarantee you that you didn't hear him say that. What you probably heard him talk about, because Bibi was developed at Harborview. Bibi was playing at Harborview. Remember, Bibi never went to Woolmer's to play football. Bibi went to Woolmer's to do track and field. So you need to listen to that interview. You tell me the footballer that was developed into a professional footballer from schoolboy football. You have to tell me. In fact, I'll go as far as to tell you this. You hear what? Look at what. I'm going to show you a comment that you need to look at. Right? I can debunk these things, but I don't like to do it. Calvert Barkley spoke about the players who are at the academy. And some of the players that are doing the best right now in the league are those who are at academy. When a lot of these schools in Kingston, let me go back to that. And I've been tracking the history, talking to these people. You know what used to happen to the players? Ted Wright Jones spoke about it today. They used to play what is called minor league and other leagues. They used to represent clubs. Yeah, man. All right, let me just pause to say, listen, thank you, Chris, the sports guys, for jumping on. Really appreciate you coming on as usual. And please remember, people, check out Chris, the sports guy. Check out his channel over there. He always has videos Sundays at 4. Live videos talk about, all kind of sports in Jamaica, especially football. So check him out. All right. So bless up, Chris.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So let me get back to what I was saying. So when you go back into farmer days, let me tell you this. One, a lot of these players were playing club football. They were playing what they call minor league. They were playing for their clubs in other competition. And it is out of these things that they played for their schools. Now, is schoolboy football important? Of course it is. But how long is schoolboy football? How long? You can't use that as a tool of development. You have to have other means of developing if you want people to be world-class and professional footballers. Because the purpose of school is not to do that. We can't keep having these conversations, brethren. When listen, I don't know if you know this, some of these footballers are already training for champs. Let me say it again. There are players who are going to do champs. The footballers, you check them. The footballers that are doing best, check the JC guy. Duncan McKenzie is at Real Mona. Zimin is at Harborview. Mitu is at Cavaliers. You check the players from Edwin Allen doing well. They play in the Costa Cup, in Premier League. The Clarendon College players are in academy. Gary Mills at Mount Pleasant Academy. The goalkeeper, Javian Williams at Mannings, playing was at Mount Pleasant. You go to the Cornwall College, they are at Milton Banner Griffiths Academy. The players who are doing well in the league are all in academies, are teams playing football. So when they come to school, it's to play football for 4 months for the year. How they going to be developed? 4 months. They can't be developed. So let's stop talk about schoolboy football. Schoolboy football cannot develop professional footballers. It is there to identify talent. That is why so many academies are all about. You look at Mona. Mona didn't develop no footballer. It is the Phoenix Academy players. The two better players at St. George's, Rochester, play Premier League. He's in a club. And Burkett, Andre Reed Jr., they're in academies. I can go right through. When you take St. Catherine team, they play for a team named Racing. They're playing for clubs and playing Division 1 and Division 2 and Major League and Super League. Teddy Wright Jones told you, Ricardo Gardner was playing. Ricardo Gardner was playing for Harborview. When you talk about the Norman Manley team, the Charlie Smith team, they were playing for Arnett Gardner's under 17, under 16, and all of those things. The Kevin Pelle Wilson. Right throughout Jamaica's history. Altiman Butler, the Paul Young, these guys were playing for clubs and developing their craft. So let us, it's very important to play, but it is not the place to develop talent. Usain Bolt was not developed at William Knibb. He was identified. He had to go into a professional setting. That's where they started. And it's good that the talent was spotted, but the talent had to be developed in a professional setting. But schoolboy football is very exciting. What say you, Parchment?
A lot of noise in the background, man, so continue.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So yeah, man. So that's what I have to say. You understand me? So my brethren, Malan Patrick, that one we go have to disagree on. You understand me? I will not agree. Anybody want to make schoolboy football, it must be a competition that they participate in. But take the players and put them in some academy. Like all of these guys that we're talking about, they must stay in school and get an education. Educate themselves. Get a proper education. Don't mean them have to get 10 and 20 subjects, but get a proper education. However, on the weekend, we have to find a way for put them in a system where they can be developed properly. That's what we have to do, because we can't depend on a schoolboy system that offers competition for 3 months and 4 months and they change to a next sports. Some of these guys are going to play cricket. Some of them are going to play volleyball because it's about their school. They want to represent their school. Craig Butler said it. We did a program with him and he said, listen, the track and field coach came to the players and said to them, listen, can these guys come and run? And he said, yeah, they can come and run, but they're going to keep training with the football team, but them can come run a 400 meters at champs. That's how schoolboy is. You take part in every sport. You play cricket. So the development needs to take place in academies. If you scrap scouting, Casey will always challenge. Scouting, if you scrap scouting, Casey will always challenge. I'm not sure I understand that. I'm not sure. Yeah, Devontae Hodges. I keep forgetting him. Dental keeper are permanent. Oh, you're asking if they're out of the academy? I've been checking on that. There's always, what I understand is that it's up to them. So they have not been, they just wanted to play schoolboy football and so between their parents and them. But they can always come back to Mount Pleasant to play. It's not a problem. Yeah, it's not a problem. So they can be a part of the Mount Pleasant, football team. Yeah, man, big up the Grenadian in the house. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Grenada. Yeah, man. We need to see some Grenadians in the local leagues, Need to send over a couple of Grenadians top footballers to play in the JPL. Good money running. And there's no football being played in Grenada, Courtney. So send over some Grenadians, man. Let them come play in the Jamaica Premier League about to start. Send a couple of them that they join some of the schools because there's a lot of recruiting going on. Yeah, no, man, no. Who said that? No, I'm buying no students, man. People. This argument about buying student business. These buying students. Come on, we have to live. Big up Winston Berger in the building. Yeah, listen. At the end of the day, Parchment, and hear me, and people hear me. As a parent, you have a choice. You have a choice to make for what is best, to make a decision as to what is best for your child. And if you believe moving a child to a particular school is best for them, you do that. You do that. Management, Mills was starting matches at Mount Pleasant, though. Hasn't he just demoted himself? Dalton Wright is saying that they will not play back because the question is whether or not they are going to. We're not talking about the academy, Dalton. So you're saying that these guys are not going to play back for Mount Pleasant. That's not what I heard. But Dalton Wright is from Dintil. he said that Gary Mills is not going to play back for, because that's what I was answering. I was saying, as far as I understood from the people at Mount Pleasant, is that these guys can come back and play for Mount Pleasant in the Premier League. Dalton Wright said they are not going to play back for Mount Pleasant. So he knows. Maybe they have moved on to our next team. I don't know that they, when I spoke about to Mount Pleasant, I don't see any transfer for Gary Mills, but hey, I stand corrected. You understand me? You know me. I don't what I don't know, I don't speak on. So he's the man in charge at Dintil. He said that you won't see them playing back for Mount Pleasant. I think that's because he said that they are not. I don't know if he misunderstood. So let's see. Let's see. Winston Berger, the fancy term is scholarship. CC, you see when you hear people talking about people getting transfer and thing, do not get, because remember, this thing started with Clarendon and Vierno. So CC don't CC don't go down there with the people that you're gonna lose that one. But I mean, nothing is wrong. I mean, if parents decide that this school is best for my child and they have an opportunity to get them there, it's up to them. It's up to them. As long as they are complying with the ISA rules, let schools do what they want to do. Listen, at the end of the day, you don't have to leave, You don't have to leave. You don't have to leave. Courtney Tash, do you guys allow girls 17 and up for running? Because if some are fast runner. Yeah, if you're 17, you can run in class 1. You can run while you're 17 and I think 18. And if you're going to be 19, yeah, if you're 19, I think after September, after September 1st, you can run. So if you were to come to Jamaica and go in sixth form now, you could participate in champs. Right? Oh, I think Parchment still can answer, but he's into track and field, but you can give me a nod there, Parchment, right? You can participate in class 1 at 17, 18, and 19 if you're born after the 1st of September. Right, Parchment? You can't answer me. Oh, all right. So Dalton Wright is saying that they are not leaving Mount Pleasant. There you go. Thank you, because I thought I was wrong. Okay. All right, cool. Oh, they are not demoted. No, they are not demoted, man. I think from what I understood is that once the schoolboy season is over, like based on school, then you could see Gary Mills playing for Mount Pleasant. That was my understanding originally. So yeah, see, Dalton and I are basically agreeing on the same thing. Youngest school, most schoolboy title. KC has produced more doctors and engineers than any other school in Jamaica. Madam got the doctors and engineers now. Yeah. Are you sure it's going to be a last year, Maxine? Brown, if you're 17, you're in class 1, and if you're born September, October, November, or December, you can actually do 17, 18, and 19 at champs. Yeah. Management, have the players been released from Mount Pleasant, or do they still have ownership of the players? If the players signed for another club, will Mount Pleasant not be due? Yeah, I think he corrected it, Ganesh. He's saying that right. Yeah, so he corrected it. He's saying that they are not, because they are not. So he was saying that they are not demoted because they can still go back and play when the schoolboy season is over. I guess that is dependent on school. There you go. And somebody else is also saying, there you go. Somebody else confirming with me. This man. Where are you going to develop? student athletes if not in schools? All right. Somebody please, Gunners boss, tell me one Jamaican footballer who was developed through our school system that has made it pro. Give me one, and then I will rest my case. Girls do 2 years of class 1. There you go. And remember, Jamaica has a new thing that should be coming on stream where you can go to school up to 19. Right? So that could allow you to participate in school sports up to 19 because I think they're planning on implementing that. Yeah. There you go. Who is this? Shoko. JC winning Manning Cup. All right. The man calling out for JC. Yeah. I think Chris said that as well. There you go. Thank you, Dalton Wright, saying that the players will be back at Mount Pleasant at the end of the season. Class 2, 16 and 17. Okay. Okay, I didn't know that. Class 3, 15 and 16. So there you go, Courtney Tash. You're getting all the information you need. Oh, okay. Somebody's saying that it's up to 18 for girls and 19 for boys at champs. Which team in the Manning Cup semi-final? Joel Smith. It will be JC versus Charlie Smith and KC versus Stats. That's how it's going to be. Who saying that Baby Gardner was developed at Wolmer's? Oh, Lord, man. We're going back to this. You remember when I did, people, when Ricardo, we have to go back to the Ricardo Gardner interview. Ricardo Gardner was playing for Harborview before playing for Wolmer's. While he was playing for Wolmer's, remember I told you about that? He told you about that, you know? He told you about that there was a time when there was a conflict because they didn't want him to play for Harborview. Who saying that Junior Fleming was developed at JC? Man, I remember, man. All right, people, do not guess. All right, do not guess. Do not guess. Do not guess. Do not guess. Do not put names. Junior Fleming was not developed at. Yes, you see what happened with some of you guys? You weren't following these guys in the leagues going on. So because you don't watch a lot of under 13 club football and under 16 club football. You don't watch when the Medi even playing the Tivoli Gardens and the Santos and those teams. You don't get to see these players. You don't get to see them. You see them when you see them in Manning Cup. You don't get to see them in their clubs. A lot of these guys are going to some clubs in their community from their the Harborview. Harborview have under 8 program, under 10 program. Same thing. Same thing. Harborview have that. Cavaliers have that. Tivoli have that. All of these teams have these under programs where all of these kids are there working and playing football. They go to school, and while they're going to school, they're still playing for their clubs. Bows are playing for Boys Town. I'm telling you. Again, and then when we talk, we use some names. All right. So let me ask you again. Who are the players that have developed in the schoolboy system that have gone on to pro? Some of these same people will tell you that when the people them leave schoolboy football, them not ready. But them say schoolboy football develop them. You're contradicting yourself. Tell them Orlando Nicholas. Let me tell you, I can go back and tell you. All the ballers, when you go back to the Lenny Hyde, when you go back to the Den Hutchinson, all of them were playing for their local teams. You go back and find them. You find the name. You find the name. You tell me the name, and I'll tell you. In fact, one of the reasons why people believe that football has gone so bad is because we having less of these, what they call the minor league that used to go on. When Adonis, Maxwell, and all of these guys, the Paul Young, them, they were playing minor league. They were at their clubs every Saturday morning for hours training. They leave in school, they're going to train with their clubs. School football is you have camp in the summer and the competition starts September, October, November, and it ends the beginning of December. You can't develop. In that time. But you're identified and you learn some basic things. If you say that schoolboy football aid in people learning the game, we can say that. But to say develop professional footballers, school don't even develop professional. Listen, school don't develop professional accountant. School don't develop professional high school. Don't develop professional architects. School don't develop professional teachers. School don't do that. When you go to high school, brethren, you learn, you figure out what you want to do, and you're going to college, you go somewhere else, go develop the thing. Come on, man. Better you tell me that you said that the school play a part in football. Nothing is developed. You think a man become an accountant in high school? You don't become a professional accountant or a qualified. All right. I like this one. The one say, see you on Wednesday, Mannings, man. Stop hiding. I want to see you officially. All right. All right, boss. All right. Let me see who will be hiding. One man is, Chuku. One man is Linda Delpena from Monroe back in 1940 from Monroe, I think, went pro after high school. All right. All right. Okay. All right. All right, Chris Wade. All right, Chris Wade. You win, boss. You win. You win. All right, there you go. Ever since my days at KC, most players were at a club. I'm telling you. When listen, I am interviewing the legend, and when I talk to from Bob Campbell to Jumpy Harris, every single one of them were playing. DV Hills, all of them were playing for their community teams. Ziggy Man saying I've been trying to make the same point forever now, but it's like talking to rock. Schoolboy players playing the youth system at clubs, and that's primarily where they are developed. Yeah. So if you want to see the players get better, it's a club structure we need to fix, because that's where the players spend the most time playing their football. It is in the clubs, not in the schools. Not in the schools. In fact, half of these schools have a different coach at under 14, under 16, and then probably have 3 different coaches at the Costa Cup level. We can't put this on schools. Big up Ishmael. Bless up, man. Kingston 8. Thank you, Mr. Porter. Thank you, Mr. Porter. Because I don't know. I don't know. You understand me? Yeah, man, and there you go. They develop from clubs. And I'll tell you this, listen, I'll tell you this. Every year, the best players are playing in clubs. You check the Dintil players, not just the Mount Pleasant one. You check how many of them play in clubs in Linstead. They play club football. You talk to the Dintil team with Leon Fairways and those guys, them man, they play for clubs. And 5 and them, man, they play for clubs. Jeremy and you was playing for clubs. So what needs to happen is that we really need to take some time to fix the clubs. Because remember now, people always say this. You know why many of the legends are saying that football back then is better than now. You know why? Because you see, club football at the youth level was way more than now. I keep telling people that I used to play so much football as a youth before I got to before I got to high school, I did camp in the stadium representing parish. Before I got to high school, that was how much youth football was playing. You had parish under 12. You had clubs competition. That's where development was. So by the time you get to high school, when you leave high school on Saturdays, you're gone to your club, go and play ball. Are you playing for your parish? The better ballers always are connected to clubs. I'm telling you that. The better ballers in schoolboy football. You say can't wait for Elum. Fed them up. Yeah, man, that's tomorrow, man. That's going to be a special one, people. Don't miss it. Fed them up tomorrow, 11. You don't want to miss it. Bert, what kind of prediction? You want to ask me? This is a Manny's man. Ask me what my prediction, Manny's versus Didtail. Brethren, Manny's are going to win. Manny's are going to win. Me know Chukuna going to like that and Dalton right now going to like that, but a Manny's me say. A Mannings, me say. Mannings, me say. Mannings, me say. Mannings all the way, bird. You understand what you talk about? Yeah, fixed investment. All topic says development start on the road for me, then primary, then high. I didn't play youth ball at club level. All right? That's you. There's always exception to all things. You understand me? All topics, so did you go pro? Because we're talking about professional footballers. So I don't know. I'm just asking you, how far did you go? I mean, did you make it into professional football? So we won't find another Usain Bolt. Me can go on. Merlin, Atti, Vernica, Campbell, Shelley, and Fraser Price. All right, Elaine. Where did Elaine develop? In high school? Me can give you more. Me can give you more. Where did Asafa Powell develop? Me can give you more. I can give you name after name after name after name. Most of these boys, and here's a person involved in school telling you. Top ballers back in days were all playing year round, mastering their craft. There you go, sir. Yeah, so I'm not talking about playing ball because we were talking about professional footballers. All right, Malan Patrick, me ask you again. Tell me one school, man, is high school is for development. All right, so listen, we can't change the thing. I am a better person because of the high school that I went to. So high school serves a purpose. I'm not having the discussion about that. I'm not going to continue along with this. What we started out with is this argument that high school football is for the development. Is for development or development of footballers. And I'm saying to you, high school football is not designed to develop footballers. It helps with identifying talent. All right? Every schoolboy player develop are at the club level. It's only ironic that they attend school and therefore represent their school at football because school football is only 3 months. Thank you, Mr. Porter. Many of these people talking go to Manicop and Dakasabu. I've never been to a youth football game in Jamaica. That's what I'm saying. Listen, let me tell you this. Go to Kemar Dada Daly. He was at Medhaven. Go to the Western Forest. Andre Hicklin. Kiapo. All of these guys were under David Wagga Hunt at a place called Medhaven. I can go to Constant Spring and tell you players that Danielin were developing. We can go back to Wendell Downswell. I can tell you, I can go to Team Santos. We can go to Harborview, and they will tell you, go back all the way into history, and they will tell you players who were coming through the system. Will you find players who go to high school and never played for clubs and thing? Yes, you will. But let me tell you this: when a player go high school and them are 15, and Adonis Maxwell tell you that. Ifidel Hamilton will tell you. Rajic Reed will tell you. Ricardo Fuller will tell you. Jermaine Johnson will tell you. All of these guys were playing for their clubs, and they were playing more ball for their clubs than for their schools. If it were Woolmers that developed, baby, you don't think that Woolmers would get the money? Woolmers never developed, baby. Yeah, man. LM up is tomorrow. Big show tomorrow. There you go. There you go. Every summer you got the under 17 club league. That's where most guys develop. Thank you, Mr. Wright, because you know. You over in Linstead, and you know the amount of age group competition that is being played right throughout the year. Yeah, man. All right, all topics. So we're talking pro. High school. High school makes sense. Yeah, no, man. That's a boss. The one if come in a super chat. Of course, high school makes sense. No, we're not saying that. We're not saying that. We're not saying that high school. Listen, you see, no, you see how far the discussion gone. That's why I don't like have the discussion here, you know. Because, there you go. I used to take a lot of these boys to parish trials for North St. Catherine. There you go. Talk to them, Mr. Red, because me do it. I work with a lot of these stuff. What's development? Okay, all right. So if you're going to say development, all right. So high school develop gunmen because gunmen go to high school. Come on, man. Nobody could get trivial, man. Listen, brethren, I don't talk about education, but you see, in my thing, I always assume that the people in my comment section are very intelligent. So if a person is going to ask me if we're having a conversation about high school developing professional footballers, and then you're going to ask me what the word development means, I'm not going to have a conversation with you respectfully. Respectfully. Because I already assume that only highly intellectual people are going to engage me in conversations. You may not have your PhD, you may not have your master's, but you may not have a degree, but I think you're highly intellectual. That's the benefit of the doubt that I operate with. So if you're going to ask me what is development or development, because I am telling you that high school don't develop professional footballers, I'm not going to engage in the conversation down that road. Respectfully. And I respect all my subscribers, but I refuse to do that. It's a new year. And I'm not going to do that. So, Marlon Patrick, here's the thing. You believe that Ricardo Gardner and all the Jamaica were developed in high school, you hold your position. I disagree with you. We'll leave it at that. Let's continue. I ain't war play again. Oh, even here in the USA, man, my son played club ball 12 out of the year. Club ball 12 months out of the year. Practice 4 days a week and play minimum 2 games every week. His high school team only 8 weeks. Thank you so much, sir. And I know that Lulu, nowhere in the world is high school. When you talk about football, the top footballers don't get developed in high school. They have clubs or academies that they're attached to because that is going on year round, year round, year round, year round, year round, year round. If most of our coaches lack certified coaching education, how can we then produce developed youngsters? Very good point, Paul Marriott. Very good point. In St. Thomas, we play for our school then club because we didn't have club. All right. I will say this to you. The biggest baller who come from St. Thomas in modern time is Jeremy and you. When we interview Jeremy and you, he's going to tell you from when he was playing for Harborview. So don't tell me that All Topic TV. I'm telling you that every time I talk to the players that do the best in our league, they are connected to clubs. Most of them. If not all, but most of them. They are connected to a club. And they're primarily developed by the clubs. There's not enough playing time to develop your skills in high school, but the clubs have more time to work on their weaknesses. Thank you so much. Data boss, no man. You can't tell me that, man. Listen, one thing I know, listen to Patrick Malan Patrick. Very intelligent. Very intelligent. But listen, all of us are talking about players that have been developed. Tell me one player that has made it pro that was developed by high school system. Give me that. You gave me Ricardo Gardner, and I can prove to you, I can show you photos of Ricardo Gardner playing with Andrew Bauer-Hines at Harborview as a youngster before he was playing for Wolmer's. I can send you back to the Ricardo Gardner interview where he shared that when he was at Wolmer's, in fact, he was doing track and field. That's how he ended up there. Oh, hey, Gunners boss. You know what, Gunners boss, if you know what happened, you can't take them things in, so don't go down here. You're wrong. Walter Boyd was not developed in school football. Where you get this madness from? And Alan Skillcole? Virgin Alan Skillcole went to Campion, you know that? And Casey before he went down to VA, talk about school football develop Alan. What this man come from? God as boss. God as boss. Man, the people them laugh off here. But take off your comment fast, yeah, man. All right, you see your reason to all topic. You just put up something in it, and you said that when you were in. Let me put up your next comment. So when I respond now, you change up everything. Let me put up your first comment. It says you said in St. Thomas, you never put no exception. You said we play our school, we play for our school, then club, and then you went on and said because we didn't have club youth football, and I put it to you that was incorrect. When I brought up Jeremy and here's what you going to turn around and say. Here's what you're going to turn around and say. Jeremy and you, dad, has the financial strength and took him to Harborview at a tender age. So here's him. I'm going to use your argument. Jeremy and you, dad, was a multimillionaire. Or he had money. He took him to Harborview. You understand why Jeremy and you played professionally and you didn't? Because he got connected to a club. So even in this statement, you're making my point. If your parents, what you're saying is that if your parents had the money, they would have connected you to a club and you too would, like Jeremy and you, would be a better footballer. What does that say? You still make my point for me. Telling me Orlando because Alan Skillcole developed at Santos. I don't know who are telling me, but Alan Skillcole developed. Alan Skillcole a big name before he reached down a country. To play ball. Big star. Big star. Big star. And I'm telling you that even Kaheem Paris Kaim Paris was playing, watch this, parish football. There you go. Listen, let me give you a thing. Anybody from Clarendon, if you come from Clarendon, you know this. Anybody from Clarendon know that. The greatest time in Clarendon football was when they used to have them youth tournament. Forget the name of the gentleman who passed away. That every time you talk about Clarendon football, they talk about him. All the players were coming through and Clarendon teams were doing well. All of these young players, because Clarendon had a youth system, a youth program. Mr. Green, there you go, Mr. Green. Mr. Green. Clarendon people know that. Yeah, man, big up. Big up that boss. Yeah, man, big up that boss with the super chat. Don't use the word don't say that it sticks. Yeah, man, much respect that boss. Every time. Hey, you know that? Let me give you, really and truly, the all topic. I don't want to challenge you, because I can call more names, But I don't really want to do that because I have a brethren. Because I call more names. Alvas Powell is from there, And ask Alvas Powell if he wasn't connected to Cavaliers as a youth. I'm telling you, the best players, let me say it again, the best players in your schoolboy programs and the ones who go pro are always connected to a club. Always. All right. Gunners boss, let me tell you about football. Everyone will tell you that the most important age in the kids is between age 7 to 14. Okay. See it now. All right. Now me understand. Oh. Hey, you see it now, people. You see we going down a rabbit hole and then see what the man mean. You know what him say now? He say you misunderstood me management. Come I know you too bright. Marlon Patrick, me surprised, Me I tell you be surprised. Because I say you too bright for you think down the road. But okay, so what you're saying? High school should be used for development because it is more structured. Okay. That's what I mean. Is that high school football? That's a different point now, That's a different point now. The only problem you'd have, yeah, man, John Green and Light Plumber. When them man are there, Clarendon, brother, Clarendon win every parish thing from under 12, under 14, under 16. Every when it come on to you thing, Clarendon will lose. But now I understand what you're saying. Malad, Patrick, what you're saying is that because high schools are so structured, we should use them as a means of developing footballers. I think that is going to be very difficult to do because, listen, there's a Ministry of Education. Ministry of Education is separate from Ministry of Sports, So I'm not sure if you can use it. You can structure the educational thing to develop sport. It's almost like we need a whole school system that caters, like back in the days they used to have what they call technical high schools, where if you wanted to learn some technical skills, I think we need more academies for footballing purposes, where kids go football first and education, instead of education and then try some football. All right. Alva's connect to which Cavaliers? All right. All Topic TV. Don't get emotional. But he was. And he was playing youth football for St. Thomas. He was connected to Cavaliers. All right. How long it was is the next issue. But trust me, All Topic is. When we say them things here, it's because I have proof. He had a relationship in the very early stages of his career with Rudolph Speed. I don't know if you know that he's from out that side as well. Somebody, because he went to Titchfield and played for Titchfield. Yeah, but he got connected to Portmore after he emerged on the scene. But I'm talking about youth, in his youth days. In his youth days. Yeah. Understand? You think about this now. Balakar said this earlier that one of Jamaica best under 16 is Dujon Whisper Richards. He said that. Yeah, even I'm gonna give you a good example. Mr. Blake, who was in the chat, his son, Barkley. You listen to the players who have relatives in the chat. They tell you that their cousin or their son are connected to some other club. Berger was away. These guys go to academy. Why you think they look the way they look? All right. So yeah, man, Paul Bogle, Alvas, right? No, man, no, man. I said that Rudolph Speed is from over that side, not Alvas. And Rudolph Speed played the Costa Cup for Titchfield and went to the finals. All right. I am saying to you that Alvas Powell in his youth was connected to Cavaliers. No, man. So you misunderstood me. Alvas Powell went to Paul Bogle. I know that. Rudolph Speed, I was saying to all topic because he was questioning Alvas Powell's connection to Cavaliers. In his youth days, he was connected to Cavaliers. How long it was, we can argue, but he was. He was playing parish football, so his development, all right, was not at his professional development was not there. God mercy, them man. Nah, listen, you know, me can't bother ya, man. Me can't bother them on them. Nah, listen, yeah, man. There you go. There you go. There you go, man. And what I'm saying that even when they play schoolboy football, you know, you can tell that they are cut above the rest because of the development at the club level. Yeah. And I like what I think it was Lulu said earlier. Let me see if I can find that because he's in the States and he will tell you. I think he said earlier that he's in the States and his son, though he's in high school, he plays football. Conversation is useless once you agree. It starts. What starts in school? Hey, this man, him not listen. This man not listen, brother. Him just have a point and he just attack it, you know. But the man just attack it. What do you mean conversation is useless? Who agree that high development? What are it? Piney, here is the discussion. The high school system does not develop professional footballers. Brethren, why is that so hard for you to understand? What happened to soccer from Mount Pleasant? Soccer from Mount Pleasant? Who them call soccer now? Hey, me have to get them right name, you know, because me don't like call people alias, you know. Just because I'm a position. God as boss. Listen, God as boss. Hey, God as boss. You see, man, Data boss just put up him super chat. Super chat at work, brother. Burkett said on an interview that he was at their academy for 8 years. There you go, Burkett. Yeah. Went overseas and sing. I'm telling you, man. Rochester. Andre Reed, whose father used to play in the league. You tell me, Devon Hodges' son who played at OHI. A lot of these, Kevin Wilson's son, who is now overseas as well. A lot of these guys, I'm telling you, they are connected to clubs. They are connected to clubs. So their primary development. But I understand what Malan Patrick is saying. What Malan Patrick is saying is that because the schools are so structured, maybe we need to look at using the school system to develop footballers. The thing is that school is it's going to be hard because it almost like you're going to be adjusting the educational system. And trust me, educationally, we need to improve that part of it, not add some more to it, like in terms of sporting thing, because I think it needs to improve drastically, especially throughout this pandemic. Yeah. No, Gunners boss, you need to give me some Gunners boss shirt to wear, no man. Eh? You understand me? Yeah, you know. There, there you go. There you go. There you go. Hey, listen, this academy, listen, like I remember when this academy came on the scene, you know, man. They were they were doing well. I'm telling you, people, academies are, it is the way to go. Not the school system. Leave the school system. Let the youth them go play some competition and win and them thing them then go play them, do them track and field, them do them volleyball, them do them cricket. You understand me? Make them do them high school sports, but in terms of them development, so that they can go overseas and stop going this trial business. But when they go over there, they are being bought. Let's work on setting up some academies. And I must commend the Jamaicans, because I want you to realize that in 5 years' time, things are going to look better, because so many academies are popping up with good coaches and good systems. You're going to see a lot of players, more players going away. You saw two guys from out in St. Catherine. I think one name is Rolando Biggs and the other one Peter McGregor. And they're overseas. Not because of them, because they were playing for a club over there. Yeah. Anyway, people, 3 hours is up on us. Remember to join us tomorrow morning at 11 when we have Andrew Fed 'em up or held 'em up Bailey. Big veer baller back in the days. You talk about Volvo from St. Anne, Swallowfield. You talk about held 'em up. Listen, I don't know if you have anybody right now in his age group that is fitter than him. I'm telling you, man, they're fit. So we're gonna be talking to him tomorrow. It was good being with you all this time. Gunners boss, you need to sort out the card, brother. You understand me? Big up, but big up to everyone. I always enjoy, spending time talking with you guys. It's a good discussion. I always like the way we elevate the level of the discussion, to discuss meaningful things and add value. Um, understand as well that we have a particular modus operandi here where respect is shown. Yeah. All right, Lulu. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think you're saying that he's at he yeah. All right, the Davy brothers. All right, cool. You know the number. Just send me a message via WhatsApp and we'll reach out, or you can go to the I Am Sure Instagram handle and do it as well. Yeah, man. I have that one down here. Yeah, so Lulu, Lulu, just do that. Just connect with me on Instagram, or you know the number. Send me a message and we can develop a conversation over WhatsApp on that. I'll put the number. I have that one down, Orlando Nicholas. I have listen, people, all the people that you have been asking for, for the person asking for Alan Skill Cole, you're gonna get that. Fabian Davis, you're gonna get that. You understand me? Think about the names, you're gonna get them. But we're trying to keep the names, we try to keep them, hush until they actually happen. You understand? So, yeah, man. But grace and peace. Have a good night. Please be safe. Love and respect every single one. Against Data Boss, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. For every comment, every question, every suggestion. Really always enjoy talking to you all. Big up all the Dintail fans in the building, all the Mannings fan, the JC people, the Kingston College, people out there, Clarendon College. Big up yourself. You understand me? Stats. Enough respect. All right. Yeah. You understand me? Charlie Smith. Yeah, man. Always fighting to the end. Never giving up. Yeah, yeah, man. We have to call out the teams that are in the competition still. Yeah, we have to call the teams who are in the competition still. Yeah, man. But big up Chester, cause Chester I think is still in the Ben Francis Cup. You know. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, somebody said get Dougie Bell. Yeah, yeah. He did promise us this year he's going to do that. You understand me? Best high school defender ever. Yeah, man. Big up the Pearl. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The Pearl, bro. The Pearl. I'm telling you. Listen. Yeah. Choco. Wednesday, you said Choco. Choco, see me at the money's versus Dintil game. Now, I look for you, Mr. Dalton, right, Choco. But say, me interview one of the Dinty legend, His name is Leon Fairweather, We set up the thing, and every time it just don't work. But I want to interview him before Dinty play one of those final. You understand me? So we're gonna set up that, you understand me? And none the law, nana. Yes, hey people, it's interesting, This whole legend thing, it is such an interesting thing. I just, you know, so many stories, just to talk to these guys behind the scene and hear the stories. Some of it don't come on ear, but trust me, it is fascinating. I like to sit down like one day and have all 20 of them just talking. You understand me? And hear the stories. But respect, love to one and all. Remember to show some love to our sponsors, Stricknick. Always supporting us. And the work that we're doing here at I Am Sure Sports. Again, bless up to you and your family. Be safe. Join us again tomorrow at 11 when we speak with Andrew Eldermap Bailey. Lulu, remember to link up, send us a WhatsApp on the number that is always posted. Don't know if you know it. So when we're closing the video, we're going to drop it so you can see it and you can send us a WhatsApp there and then we can develop the dialogue from there. All right. So people, bless up, enjoy the rest of your night, and we will talk tomorrow. I am Manny's Man, and this was another episode of I Am Sure Sports, the Schoolboy Football Show. Yep. All the schools. Big up all the schools. JC, KC, Stats, Charlie Smith. All right. Then you have Garvey Maceo, Clarendon College, Dintil, Mannings. All right. Big them up. All of those teams are still in the semifinals of the Manning and the Costa Cup. You have the Ben Francis Cup team. I don't remember all the names and I don't want to miss out any. I don't remember all of the Walker Cup teams. I don't want to miss any. But bless you all. Have a good night.